Dear ladies and, as I like to say, less dear but respected gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the ninth Business and Technological Conference, DignetDays. Dignet Software decided to stay responsible, so this conference is held online. My name is Tarik, my surname is Filipovic. I'll be your host this morning. That means I got vaccinated several times, I recovered from COVID and got tested in several ways, including a psychological evaluation. The conference has a meaningful name, Meet Dignet Software, a company in which the sun never sets. I know you've heard about the land of the rising sun, but you never heard of the company of the never setting sun. Well, now you did. It describes the successes of Dignet Software. Its owners call it a small Croatian company that has clients in over 30 countries on 5 continents. I presented myself as the host, but the real host will talk to you soon. It's my honor to ask the CEO of Dignet Software, Mr. Nermin Srečko Montel, to say a few words in the name of the real hosts. Nermin? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ninth Dignet Days conference. The slogan of this year's conference is "A company in which the sun never sets." We want to introduce you to the challenges of working in a company that operates on 4 continents in different conditions. Allow me to welcome all guests and participants who found the time to be here, and by doing so shared some of the most precious things they have, their time and knowledge. I hope that our excellent sessions will make you enthusiastic and encourage you to think and try new things. You will have a chance to see what's coming in the near future. Thank you all for being here and enjoy the sessions. Thank you. Thank you, Nermin. That was the host, and your substitute host will continue. Microsoft is one of the most significant partners for Dignet Software. Its business ERP system, Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, formerly known as Noun, is used by 100,000 companies in the world. Many of them use it thanks to successful implementations by Dignet Software, who is a Microsoft Gold partner. I'd like to ask Mrs. Tanja Skoko, CEO of Microsoft Croatia, to give us a few warm words. Tanja? Hello everyone, thank you for inviting me to the conference. I'm very happy to be here with you in this virtual environment, and I'd like to welcome you all in the name of Microsoft Croatia. Our partners are the key for our success. They add additional value to our technology and ensure business successes of our mutual users. Dignet is our long-term partner. Their expertise helps our mutual users speed up their digital transformation by using Microsoft Business apps, with the goal of improving their innovations and competitiveness. We're always inspired by our joint projects and success stories of our mutual users. We're looking forward to future projects. I wish a successful conference to you all. Congratulations to Dignet on everything they're doing, and I welcome you all. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you, Tanya. Soon we'll hear from another lady and we can continue. Alice Retail is also an important partner for Dignet Software. Thanks to this partnership, Dignet Software realized many retail, hospitality, and forecourt projects. Dignet Software is not only its platinum partner but also a member of the Advisory Council of Partners. Thanks to the LS1 solution, Dignet Software successfully integrated with SAP B1 solution and is currently facing an implementation project with the complex task of integrating LS1 with SAP. It's my big pleasure, as always, to ask Mrs. Katja Otsvik, sales manager of LS Retail, to use her time and greet the participants of the conference. Katja? Hello, good day to everyone. This is Katja from LS Retail. It's an honor to be a part of Dignet Days, just like every year. I wish you a good day and I hope to see you soon in person. See you. Thank you, Katya. Dynamic Web is one of the leading global e-commerce solutions. In the last couple of years, it became frequent in the operation of DIGNET software. The expertise of the team implementing this solution resulted in the successful implementations of this solution for around 10 clients in several countries and got DIGNET the status of premium solution partner. I'd like to ask Mr. Erik Jan van Putten, Marketing Vice President of the company, to give us a premium greeting.
Hi everyone, very happy to be here today. My name is Erik Jan van Putten. I'm the VP of Marketing at Dynamic Web. I'm absolutely excited to be here today and talk a little bit more about retail, but also e-commerce. I'm an enthusiast of marketing technology, a big fan of the people, process, technology framework, which I will tell a little bit more in the presentation. I've been at it for approximately 15 years. I was a field marketer, marketing operations, and what I really like to do is scaling the marketing performance of organizations and to see how marketing technology can help drive success in e-commerce. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Zagreb
Chamber recognized the potential and capability of DIGNET software, and DIGNET software thought that the Zagreb Chamber should be used as a platform for cooperation and presenting their capabilities. That's why the president of the Zagreb Chamber, Mr. Vitomir Klasic, is here, and he will greet us in a happy and enthusiastic way. Vitomir, or Vito for short. In the name of the Croatian Chamber of Economy and the Zagreb Chamber, I welcome all the participants of the DignetDays conference. I wish you all a nice conference. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vitomir. DIGNET software generates most of its incomes abroad, and it recognized MChem in Croatia as an institution representing a significant window into the world and could help them set out. I kindly ask Mrs. Andrea Doko-Jelšić, Executive Director of MChem Croatia, to greet the participants of the conference just like her predecessors. Hello. I'm extremely glad to greet you all in front of the American Chamber of Commerce. Last year we celebrated DIGNET's first 10 years in a truly excellent conference. And I have no doubt that this year's one will also be inspirational and full of content. This year DIGNET brought together wonderful presenters, interesting and important topics. Their conferences have become a recognized gathering place for the business community and businesses with high growth and global map positioning goals just like DIGNET. The digital transformation has an important role in all of this, and DIGNET has been recognized as a reliable partner for other businesses. The program of today's conference covers important topics related to growing your business, and I'm sure it will give us right answers and encourage us to seek high aims. I wish you all a very successful conference. DIGNET software already has several clients in Germany, and this year they established a daughter company in the same Germany. The German Croatian Chamber of Industry and Commerce is the national environment that DIGNET software joined, and DIGNET software GmbH, as required by law, is a member of the German Croatian Chamber. That's why we have Mrs. Stephanie Ziska, Director of the German Croatian Chamber. She will greet the participants, and that will be the end of greetings, and the working part will start.
Dear Mr. Monto, dear Mr. Komocets, dear colleagues and partners, dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stephanie Ziska, and on behalf of the German Croatian Chamber of Industry and Commerce, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you participating at today's 9th DignetDays conference. For me, it's the first participation, and I'm looking forward to many more. DIGNET Software became a member of our chamber in March of this year. precisely 1 year, almost to the day, after my arrival in Zagreb. I arrived the day the state borders were closing due to COVID-19 and just in time to experience the Zagreb earthquake. After 14 years in the United States as CEO of the German-American Chamber of Commerce, I was very much looking forward to returning to Europe and starting my new journey here in Croatia. As you can imagine, that being welcomed with an earthquake and a 14-day quarantine wasn't quite what I expected. But looking back, it helped me getting to know the people and the country much faster. But let's get back to business. The German-Croatian Chamber of Commerce here in Croatia is part of a 140 chamber network in 92 countries worldwide. Our core business is to support our member companies in their endeavor of growing their business. And from what I've learned about DIGNET software, you've already been very successful in growing your business as you're operating in over 40 countries on 4 continents. That's quite impressive. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you and your entire team to this success. The fact that you chose to become part of our network makes me very proud, and I hope that we can enable your future growth even further. I'm also delighted to hear that your German subsidiary has been established recently, so I welcome especially Mr. Dirk Meyerholz, who will be one of the conference speakers later today. The IT industry in Croatia has grown tremendously in the past few years, and our goal is to facilitate an even better business environment for this industry in the future. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I hope this conference today will inspire you with great speakers and high spirits. Until we meet again, Vidimose, I wish you all the best, and may the sun never set for you.
I'd like to thank all our respectable guests for their greetings and for finding the time to join our conference. As I said, we're starting with the working part of the conference. If any participants have any questions during the conference, use the chat option, and after the conference you can send your questions to info@dignet.hr. I'll say it again, info@dignet.hr. As I already mentioned, DIGNET software has clients in over 30 countries on 5 continents. Every morning at 8, DIGNET software has morning coordination. But there's a catch. At that time in Sydney, people are already off work. In Shanghai, it's around 2 p.m., so working hours are almost over. And in Santiago de Chile, no one is awake yet since it's 3 in the morning. I don't want to be lost in translation like Bill Murray. Mr. Ivan Sivrich will tell us what it's like to work in this kind of environment.
Dobar dan, lijepi pozdrav svima i dobrodošli na još jedne DignetDays-e. Nažalost i ove godine se ne vidimo, ali zato se nadam da ćemo već na godinu biti jedni s drugima i da će ovo puno ljepše izgledati. Tema prezentacije su izazovi u radu kompanije u kojoj sunce nikad ne zalazi. Za one koji me ne znaju, ja sam Ivan Sivrić i izvršni sam partner za razvoj u DIGNET softveru. Ono o čemu zapravo danas želim pričati je kako mi radimo naše projekte u okruženju gdje zapravo moramo biti angažirani cijelu godinu, 24 sata dnevno i 7 dana u tjednu, koja su neka naša iskustva sa samih projekata i putovanja na kojima smo bili. Samo ukratko o DIGNET softveru, znači za kratak podsjetnik, mi smo osnovani prije 12 godina, prisutni smo u 40-ak zemalja na 5 kontinenata i moramo se pohvaliti da imamo konstantan rast u pogledu i broja korisnika, zaposlenika, ali isto tako i veličine samih projekata, te želimo to na neki način podijeliti s vama da vidite kako smo stigli i gdje smo sad i koja su iskustva i stvari koje smo usput naučili. Znači, kada smo počeli raditi međunarodne projekte, imali smo dobro iskustvo implementacije ERP-a u regiji. Tako da smo se držali stečenih znanja, ali smo isto tako bili otvoreni za prilike da naučimo nešto novo. Od prvog nam je dana zapravo bio cilj našim korisnicima ponuditi kvalitetnu uslugu i svojim iskustvom im pomoći da naprave razliku, ali smo isto tako uvijek otvoreni za učenje novih stvari i ta novo stečena znanja dalje primjenjivati. Ipak ono što smo od najranijih dana držali kao neku osnovu i što se nije pretjerano promijenilo su faze projekta. Kao što većina vas zna, kada radimo projekt, u pravilu počinjemo sa snimkom stanja, zatim radimo izradu samog dokumenta funkcionalnih zahtjeva. Kada je to usuglašeno i potpisano, krećemo na razvoj i postavljanje baze, znači onaj osnovni dio za kretanje dalje u sami projekt, a to je onda znači edukacija korisnika, testiranje, samo puštanje u rad, podrška nakon puštanja u rad i ulazak u sam režim održavanja. Prvi ozbiljni međunarodni projekt koji smo dobili je bio Marks & Spencer. Nakon što smo prošli evaluaciju, dobili smo priliku da radimo na dijelu projekta za Adriatic regiju i tu se nakon nekog vremena pružila prilika i da radimo integraciju LS Retail i NAV softvera sa SAP-om u Velikoj Britaniji. To je isto tako bila prilika za rad sa više partnera iz više zemalja, gdje smo mogli na neki način se usporediti sa drugima i vidjeti gdje smo u cijeloj priči. Tu je bilo i par zanimljivih anegdota, pošto smo tek počeli raditi u tako širokom međunarodnom okruženju. Recimo, Nermin i ja smo u jednom trenutku dobili poziv da u Atenu odemo na snimku stanja i sad kako sve to izorganizirati, šta zapravo napraviti, da tamo najjednostavnije dođemo. Mi smo odlučili da uzmemo let iz Beograda za Atenu koji je bio direktan, međutim nismo razmišljali o jednom sitnom detalju, a to je bila granica. Znači, bila je sezona, velike su gužve bile na granici, tako da smo nažalost uz sve one rezerve vremena koje smo isplanirali da dođemo na vrijeme na sam let, došli u situaciju da smo doslovno jurili kroz Novi Sad 100 km/h kako bi stigli na avion i kako bi zaista došli u Atenu odraditi snimku stanja. Na posljedku smo ipak uspjeli tamo stići, odraditi samu snimku stanja, ali ono što bi kao savjet svima drugima koji budu u sličnoj situaciji rekao je da kod putovanja u druge zemlje dobro razmislite koja je najpovoljnija i najsigurnija opcija ako želite zaista tamo stići, tako da uvijek treba na te neke stvari računati. Kao što sam rekao, znači prilika da radimo za Marks & Spencer je zapravo bila i prilika da se usporedimo s drugim kolegama iz drugih zemalja i jednostavno smo u cijelom tom procesu vidjeli da mi možemo raditi takve projekte i to nam je dalo samopouzdanje da idemo dalje. Samo ukratko da vidite kako je to izgledalo kada smo radili, znači u više navrata smo putovali u Atenu i u London kako bi odradili različite snimke stanja i druge faze projekta. Tu vidite znači da u pravilu mi informatičari na kraju završimo u nekim malim sobicama sa malo svjetla i tamo zaglavimo do kasno u noć kako bi riješili probleme. Ali s druge strane kada nismo radili onda smo iskoristili isto tako priliku da posjetimo neke znamenitosti kojih zaista u Ateni ima mnogo. Tako da smo evo i na taj način malo iskoristili priliku da pogledamo Atenu. Sad kad smo napravili snimku stanja, ono što možemo dalje raditi je usaglašavanje i pisanje DFZ-a i to se može odraditi remote, znači nema uvijek potrebe da se putuje na lokaciju korisnika. To je isto tako uveliko olakšano upotrebom novih alata za komuniciranje kao što je Teams. Recimo za vrijeme rada na Marks & Spencer projektu korporativna politika koju su oni imali nije dozvoljavala upotrebu nekog drugog alata za komunikaciju osim telefona, tako da smo nerijetko po 2 ili više sati bili na liniji i komentirali pojedine aktivnosti, što je znalo biti zaista naporno, jer s druge strane imate 10-ak ili više osoba sa različitim naglaskom, različitom bojom i jačinom glasa i to je zaista znalo biti naporno. Zbog tih i drugih ograničenja samo usuglašavanje DFZ-a u njihovom slučaju je trajalo duže, jer se uglavnom rešavalo mailom i sva otvorena pitanja su se morala iskomunicirati pismeno, a to nekad zna biti nepraktično. Kada je na samom projektu usuglašen DFZ, onda se može krenuti i na konkretni posao, a pod time prvenstveno mislim na razvoj i postavu same baze. Iako u samom dokumentu funkcionalnih zahtjeva nastojimo biti što detaljniji sa prijedlogom rješenja i sa nekim željenim krajnjim rezultatom, na međunarodnim projektima smo imali situacije koje je trebalo naknadno rješavati. Kad govorimo o tim neplaniranim problemima, primjer toga može biti upotreba različitih kodnih stranica i razmjena podataka između različitih sustava. Prvi primjer za to bi bio konkretno opet Marks & Spencer. Naime, s jedne strane smo imali SAP u Britaniji sa kodnom stranicom koja je britanska, s druge strane smo imali lokalne sustave u Adriatic regiji koji su bili na našim kodnim stranicama kao što su Hrvatska, Slovenska i Srpska. I sad, u samom projektu u definiranju nije bilo nekih problema jer je u tehničkoj dokumentaciji uvijek pisalo da je NAV kao rješenje s tim i LS Retail UTF friendly. Međutim, kada smo zaista došli u situaciju da isprobamo kako to funkcionira u praksi, vidjeli smo da to baš i nije 100% tako, odnosno nije bulletproof, tako da smo zapravo morali raditi nekakvo međurješenje gdje smo u određenim tablicama zapravo unosili znakove koje primamo i znakove koje trebamo zaista importirati u bazu, tako smo ih uparili jedan na jedan i u samom procesu importa zapravo mijenjali te znakove, recimo funta, što za britansku kompaniju naravno je jedan od osnovnih znakova koji se koriste i u cjenicima i u drugim dijelovima sustava, je bila neki specijalni znak kojem i danas dan ne znam samo ime, znači taj dio smo morali na taj način riješiti. Drugi problem slične prirode nam se dogodio na projektu u Kini kod pripreme baze za Go Live. Samo testiranje je prošlo uredno, ali kod prijenosa podataka u produkcijsku bazu je došlo do greške sa kodnim stranicama i rezultat toga su bili nečitki podaci koje naši djelatnici nisu mogli primijetiti iz jednog jednostavnog razloga, to možete vidjeti i na samoj prezentaciji, a to je nepoznavanje kineskih znakova. Znači, mi jednostavno nismo mogli primijetiti da na određenom opisu artikla nešto nije dobro, jer su nam znakovi bili totalno nečitki. Ono što zapravo želim reći da u takvim situacijama treba pokušati predvidjeti sva moguća tehnička i druga ograničenja kada se radi u drugim zemljama i oni zaista mogu biti različitih vrsta. Jedan od osnovnih preduvjeta da je kvaliteta internet veze dobra, zatim i kvaliteta ostale infrastrukture, jer se vrlo lako može dogoditi da na lokaciji korisnika dolazi do nestanka struje i sličnih stvari. Zatim treba voditi računa o radnim navikama korisnika, o nekim socijalnim razlikama i jezičnim barijerama na koje možemo naići na samom projektu. Još jedan segment na međunarodnim projektima o kojem treba vrlo mnogo voditi računa je lokalizacija. To ovako pojednostavljeno znači zapravo dvije stvari. Prijevodi s jedne strane, znači da je cijeli sustav preveden na lokalni jezik, ali isto tako i pokrivanje svih zakonskih preduvjeta za korištenje softvera u toj zemlji. Kada ne govorimo o Adriatic regiji, u pravilu DIGNET angažira lokalne partnere koji isporučuju lokalizaciju. Jedna od bitnijih stvari na projektu je zapravo odabrati partnera koji je dovoljno pouzdan za obavljanje tako važne aktivnosti na projektu. I u ovom dijelu se često oslanjamo na pomoć kolega s kojima već imamo uspješnu suradnju, a koji također posluju globalno. To su, na primjer, naši kolege iz LS Retaila. Kada je lokalizacijski partner odabran, potrebno je zajedno s njim odraditi dio razvoja i postave baze, a nerijetko su lokalizacijski partneri angažirani u drugim fazama projekta i u samom radu sa korisnicima, pa je potrebno da uz tehnička znanja i sposobnosti razumijemo i jedni druge. Krajnji cilj je zapravo da možemo uspješno dovesti projekt do kraja. Primjer angažiranja lokalnih partnera na projektima implementacije je recimo naš korisnik Ako grupa. S Akom smo počeli raditi na manjim projektima implementacije nava u regiji. Najprije smo odradili implementaciju u Bosni, zatim se pružila prilika da napravimo implementaciju u Hrvatskoj i u nekim drugim susjednim zemljama. I onda kako smo se međusobno prepoznali kao pouzdani partneri, vrlo brzo smo počeli da ih pratimo i na više drugih projekata na 5 kontinenata i dalje nastavljamo uspješnu suradnju. Kada je sami razvoj i postavljanje baze završen, može se pristupiti edukaciji korisnika i user acceptance testu, znači testiranju. U pravilu te dvije aktivnosti radimo netom prije go live-a i kako bismo smanjili same troškove puta i broj odlazaka na samu lokaciju, a isto tako da su informacije koje su korisnici primili friške i da oni čim prije mogu zaista početi raditi u novom sustavu. U praksi to zapravo znači 2 do 3 veoma intenzivna tjedna u kojima se korisnike treba i osposobiti za rad na novom sustavu, s njima se treba provesti testiranje, u međuvremenu otkloniti neke eventualno pronađene greške u sustavu i osigurati sve potrebne tehničke i operativne preduvjete za sami go live. I naravno odraditi sami go live i post go live podršku u pravilu od nekoliko dana na samoj lokaciji korisnika kako bi oni bili sigurniji i kako bi čim prije otklonili eventualne probleme na koje naiđemo. Primjer kako go live izgleda možete vidjeti na slikama ovdje, znači tu su kolega Nermin i Antonio sa kolegama na go live-ovima u Indiji i Kini. Osim što odradimo posao, uvijek je lijepo upoznati i nove ljude iz različitih dijelova svijeta i moram reći da tu imamo stvarno jako dobra i pozitivna iskustva. Drugi primjer koji bi naveo u ovoj konkretnoj situaciji je naš odlazak u Australiju. Znači Milan i Nermin i ja smo bili prije, ja mislim, 2 godine u Australiji. I ono što je bitno za naglasiti, moje iskustvo prvo tako dalekog putovanja je da ovisno o udaljenosti pojedine lokacije svakako treba voditi računa o vremenskoj razlici iz jednostavnog razloga što jet lag zna biti prilično nezgodan i treba nekoliko dana da se čovjek vrati u neki operativni režim rada. Tu bi kao anegdotu naveo posjet Sidnijskoj operi gdje smo prvi dan nakon što smo sletili u Australiju odlučili, pošto nam je još taj dan bio slobodan, da posjetimo Sidnijsku operu. Došli smo tamo, našli smo odličan koncert simfonije, međutim bili smo toliko strgani da se ja iskreno pola koncerta apsolutno uopće ne sjećam, a druga polovica mi onako u magli, jer jednostavno nismo još uspjeli se oporaviti od dugog puta i od te vremenske razlike koja nas je čekala tamo. Drugi dan smo letili u Brisbane i tamo smo opet imali naporan dan koji je isto tako završio povratkom nazad u Sydney i to je recimo već bio dan kada smo počeli koliko toliko normalno funkcionirati. Tako da svakako savjet kad putujete na udaljene destinacije, a imate zaista puno posla tamo, probajte se na neki način pripremiti na to da imate ili dan, dva odmora da možete raditi operativno kako treba, ili ako netko ima neki drugi savjet, slobodno neka mi se javi pa da to prokomentiramo, vjerujem da će nam svima dobro doći. Nakon što je sami go live uspješno odrađen, slijedi povratak kući. To naravno ne znači da je korisnik prepušten sam sebi, nego se podrška pruža udaljenom vezom iz ureda. I to ponovno zna biti izazovno zbog vremenske razlike. Znači, različite su situacije kada radite projekte i komunicirate s ljudima u Europi, a različite kada, kao recimo mi, imate korisnike u Kini, u Indiji, u Čileu i Kolumbiji. S tim da vremenska razlika zapravo nekad i dobro dođe. Primjer za to bi mogla biti Kina. Kod njih se recimo neki problem može pojaviti u 2 popodne po njihovom vremenu. Mi tu prijavu zaprimimo odmah ujutro budući da je 6 sati razlika. Ako trebaju riješimo odmah ako je jako hitno, a ako nije hitno opet u toku dana ima od 8 sati cijelo radno vrijeme da to bude riješeno i to rješenje zapravo onda korisnika može dočekati kad se sutra dan vrati na posao kao spremno. Ali ono što treba u ovim situacijama definitivno voditi računa je dobra komunikacija sa korisnicima i definiranje detalja pojedinog zahtjeva kako bi zbog tih vremenskih razlika zapravo bilo moguće što efektnije riješiti problem. Također je preporuka definitivno korištenje ticketing sustava da bi se svi ti zahtjevi mogli pratiti, da bi svi uključeni u cijeli proces rješavanja mogli biti upoznati s tim što se događa. I naravno, kao i uvijek, detaljno testiranje promjena kako bi operativni rad u ovakvim situacijama bio neometan, odnosno da se ne ispravi jedna greška, a generira druga greška i da se na taj način još više odgodi samo rješavanje problema. Kada smo ušli u samo održavanje na projektu, rad se stabilizirao i možemo reći da je projekt iza nas bio uspješan. Tada možemo reći da smo se zaista vratili kući, možemo se zabaviti s kolegama i nastaviti savladavati nove izazove koji se pred nas svakodnevno postavljaju. To je ono bitno za naglasiti, znači jako nam je drago da imamo priliku putovati, upoznavati različite ljude i prenositi svoje znanje svojim kolegama u drugim zemljama, ali isto tako od njih uvijek nešto novo naučiti, ali jednako tako je uvijek lijepo se vratiti doma i sa svojim kolegama raditi svakodnevno u uredu. Evo ga, to je to, to je bio kratak pregled onoga što radimo na međunarodnim projektima, kako funkcioniramo. Za bilo kakve komentare, sugestije ili prijedloge, molim vas da mi se slobodno obratite i još se vidimo. Hvala vam puno i doviđenja.
Thank you, Ivan. Wait a second, we will still need you. Global business systems are typical business system for global companies. This oftentimes asks for the integration of global business systems. It's a complex job that requires knowledge and skills, and DIGNET software has been doing it for years. The topic of how to increase the value of a company and increase business processes by integrating two global systems, SAP and LS1, will be discussed by Ivan Sivric from DIGNET software, Andrej Zajec from LS Retail, and Yuri Petruna from Orbico.
Lijepi pozdrav svima i dobrodošli na još jednu prezentaciju ove godine. Tema sljedeće prezentacije je kako povećati vrijednost kompanije i poboljšati poslovne procese, a naš odgovor je na to integracijom 2 globalna sustava, to su SAP i LS1. Ja sam Ivan Sivrić iz firme DIGNET Software, a sa mnom su danas kolega Juri Petruna iz Orbika. Juri, pozdrav.
Pozdrav.
I također kolega Andrej Zajec iz firme LS Retail. Andrej, pozdrav i tebi.
Pozdrav, zdravo.
Evo samo kratko da kao uvod kažem šta će zapravo biti tema današnje prezentacije. To su za početak standardne LS1 funkcionalnosti i novosti koje su se dogodile od zadnji puta kada smo ga predstavljali. Zatim vezano za LS1 u Orbiku, kakva je infrastruktura i opis projekta na kojem trenutno radimo, te neki generalni plan gdje zapravo želimo sa ovom implementacijom doći. Nakon toga ću ja ukratko reći nekoliko stvari o integraciji LS1 i SAP-a na isto tom konkretnom case-u Orbico, te ćemo donijeti neki generalni zaključak iz svega toga što smo prošli. Znači, LS1 je globalno maloprodajno rješenje za one koji nisu upućeni i pokriva kompleksne procese u maloprodaji, ali isto tako omogućava integraciju sa drugim sustavima. Zašto ovo navodim kao njegove osnovne karakteristike? Zato što je to zapravo bio to su zapravo bili osnovni argumenti zašto je Orbico kao takav i izabrao to rješenje. Pa evo za početak pozivam kolegu Andreja da ukratko kaže o nešto o LS1 sustavu općenito, znači o njegovim funkcionalnostima i onome što on može zapravo pružiti krajnjem korisniku. Andrej, izvoli.
Ok, hvala. Hvala prvo na pozivu. Jako mi je žao što to nemamo uživo, ali eto što je tu je. Znači, pozdrav svima iz Slovenije. Jako radim za LS Retail. Naša kompanija radi maloprodajne sustave za različite maloprodajne kompanije. I tako dolazi i ovaj LS1 sustav o kome radim, mislim, o kome pričamo baš danas. I on je dizajniran za maloprodajne kompanije svih veličina, jako se radi u trgovinama u jednom, recimo u jednoj državi ili u multi-international državi, koji pruža uvid u profitabilnost, marže, prodaju, marketing, zalihe i ostale stvari koji maloprodajne kompanije zapravo trebaju da imaju uvid u. Pruži učinkovite odluke o kupnji, pomoći i prognozi prodaje, znači koristeći analizu i tako dalje. I pružajući manji obvez kapitala u zalihama kroz učinkovito upravljanje njima samim. Jako je jednostavno za korištenje, pogotovo kad govorimo o POS-u kao prodajnom mjestu. I jedan je jako segment koji je nužan u samom maloprodajnom sistemu je prilagođene ponude kupcima i jednaki popusti na svim kanalima. Tako da u jednom, ako sad završim sa jednom pogledom na LS1 sustav kao takav, sustav raste sa vama, raste sa vašim maloprodajnim kampanjem i pružuje vam totalnu kao podršku. Tako da ako idemo na sljedeći pogled, Ivane, LS1 sustav kao front office nudi prodajno mjesto sa bogatim funkcionalnostima. U pozadini imamo upravljanje artiklima i samim replenishmentom kao takvim, znači popunjavanje zalihima sa različitim sistemima za replenishment. Nudi vam kontrolu nad kupcima, cijenama i samim upravljanjem ponudama, znači kompletan pogled nad vašim lojalnostnim kupcima koji zapravo održava centraliziranu kontrolu za vašim poslovnih procesima. Sam je sustav zapravo jednostavan za postaviti, iako nudi kompleksan integracijski framework. Znači, vi možete se spojiti na ERP sustave, ovdje kao govorimo sa Business One, i nudi kao sljedeće funkcionalnosti koje mi pružamo kao na našem roadmapu i integraciju sa webom, znači ovo je zadnja stavka sa web platformima koje vaše prodane, recimo, kompanija možda ima i što je sad jako moderno sa process web apps, tako da jako jednostavno. A iznad toga imamo i analitiku poslovanja sa Microsoft Power BI, koje možete koristiti kao pretty much out of the box, znači koje će biti na raspolaganju, znači jako jednostavno. I uz to korištenje mobilnih uređaja u vašim trgovinama, znači uređaja koji su to, bili da su to telefoni, tablice, za vaše takozvane in-store mobility, koje pružaju jednostavni nadzor nad zalihama i pružanje informacijama između znači on store, shop floor, unutar back office procesama. Tako da ovo je u par riječima pregled što LS1 sustav zapravo nudi kao vama, kao maloprodajnom kompaniji. Tako da, evo Ivane, nazad prema tebi.
Hvala Andrej. Znači sad pozivam Jurija da on malo nešto ukratko kaže o samoj infrastrukturi Orbika, o projektu Bugarska i o nekom krajnjem cilju koje Orbico kao kompanija zapravo želi postići sa ovom implementacijom.
Hvala Ivan. Lijep pozdrav iz Ljubljane. Znači, za početak nekoliko riječi o nama. Orbico je hrvatska kompanija u privatnom vlasništvu i smo najveći europski distributer robe široke potrošnje u takvom znanom FMCG segmentu. Pored toga zastupamo robne marke s područja beauty-a i lifestyle-a. Prisutni smo u 20 državama. Orbico ima skoro 8.000 zaposlenika i godišnje napravimo oko 3 milijarde eura prihoda. Što se tiče samog IT-a, ga upravljamo centralno, znači na razini same grupe. Naš headquarter tu je u Zagrebu. I ovisi od veličine svake od tih kompanija imamo implementirane poslovne procese kroz dva ERP sustava, ili Navision ili ERP. Znači, veće kompanije, mi ih zovemo core kompanije, to su Hrvatska, Slovenija, Poljska, Rumunjska i Bugarska, imaju implementiran SAP, a manje kompanije imaju, sve ostale zapravo imaju implementiran Navision. Sa putom implementacije SAP-a smo počeli 4,5 godine nazad, počevši sa starijom verzijom, znači sa verzijom R3 koju smo uspješno implementirali već u Sloveniji, Poljskoj i u Hrvatskoj. I sada sa novom verzijom S4 smo započeli raditi na Bugarskoj. Jer nemamo svih poslovnih procesa pokrivenih samo kroz ERP sustav, koristimo takozvane satelitske sustave, koji su zapravo od različitih vendora, a to da je neki sustav u našem landscape-u treba imati, znači sustav treba biti skalabilan, treba biti otvoren za same promjene i jasno taj sustav treba ga biti moguće lokalizirati za svaku od naših kompanija. I tako smo i odabrali LS Retail kao rješenje na području pokrivanja tih retail procesa. A ostali sustavi koji su još u našem landscape-u, znači Orbico se isto bavi sa samom logistikom zbog našeg poslovanja i tu imamo platforme VMS i TMS, VMS kao skladišni sustav. Najčešće koristimo grčku platformu koja se zove Mantis, koja nam omogućava naš vlastiti dorazvoj funkcionalnosti koje nama zatrebaju. Onda na B2B području imamo znači 3 različite prodajne kanale digitalne, znači jedan je ta SFA za naše putnike, to je najčešće produkt hrvatske kompanije Sono, koje se bavi sa razvojem tih rješenja, onda naša vlastita razvijena B2B platforma za naše partnere i jasno velik nabor EDI mogućih rješenja sa jako širokim naborom naših partnera. A na B2C-u je bio zapravo već napomenut LS Retail, gdje želimo pokriti 3 glavne prodajne kanale. Jedno su fizički storovi, druga su sami web shopovi, a treći su sami ovi prodavači koji ili ovi koji savjetuju ljudima kako kupovati neki produkt. Tako da evo, toliko s moje strane. Ivan.
Hvala Juri. Pa evo samo da se nadovežem znači na Jurijevu priču, zapravo ovo su i neki razlozi koje je već Juri spomenuo zašto je Orbico odabrao LS1 kao rješenje za svoje kompanije. Znači to su te bitne značajke o kojima je trebalo voditi računa i upravo su one ono što krasi LS1 kao maloprodajno rješenje. Znači globalno rješenje s jedne strane omogućava implementaciju u više država, ima širok raspon standardnih funkcionalnosti i daje dobre temelje za daljnji razvoj. Znači maloprodajni sustav u Orbicu nije samo maloprodajni sustav, on je u ovom slučaju neki svojevrsni centralni hub za druge prodajne kanale i sustave u okviru grupacije i od njega se zapravo očekuje da je u mogućnosti da se integrira sa ostalim sustavima. LS1 je također pogodan za daljnje dorade koje su specifične za Orbico i za pojedine dijelove Orbico poslovanja. Osnovna šema infrastrukture Orbica u Bugarskoj otkriva kompleksnost komunikacije između različitih sustava. S tim da moram napomenuti da je ovo zapravo pojednostavljeni pregled načina na koji sustavi zaista komuniciraju, a također ovisno o tome u kojem se konkretno podatku radi, smjerovi komunikacije i sama kompleksnost mogu biti naravno različiti. Kako sam već prije napomenuo, LS1 će se u ovom slučaju koristiti kao centralni hub i on će po potrebi primati i dalje distribuirati informacije o ostalim sustavima. Na primjer, kad govorimo o matičnim podacima, kao što su artikli, LS1 će iz SAP-a primiti informacije o artiklima te ih nakon toga proslijediti u različite kanale kao što su i same fizičke trgovine, ali isto tako i SFA aplikacija i web shop i tako dalje. Kad govorimo općenito o međunarodnim projektima, to je bila tema i prethodne prezentacije, pa da se ukratko toga dotaknemo. Ovo je isto tako aktualni primjer međunarodnog projekta i tu je zapravo bitna komponenta koja također utječe na samu kompleksnost projekta, dionici koji su uključeni u sam projekt. U Orbicu konkretno imamo sljedeće dionike na ovom projektu, a to su Orbico Centrala, zatim Orbico Bugarska, pa zatim SAP partner u Hrvatskoj i SAP partner u Poljskoj, pa SFA partner iz Hrvatske, zatim webshop partner, lokalizacijski partner za LS1 kojeg smo odabrali za konkretno Bugarsku i sami DIGNET software, znači mi. Naravno svaki od ovih dionika isto tako ima i pojedine odjele, tako na primjer u Orbicu imamo u centrali odjel zadužen za financije, za matične podatke, za controlling, za IT i slično. I kao što i sami možete pretpostaviti u tom kompleksnom slučaju potrebno je zapravo uskladiti zahtjeve svih sudionika na projektu i predložiti neko optimalno rješenje koje zadovoljava sve korisnike, odnosno sve uključene strane. Primjer te kompleksnosti kada govorimo o integraciji je recimo pregled stanja zaliha po pojedinim lokacijama, to je s prodajnim kanalima. Znači kod Orbica konkretno postoji mogućnost da kupac narudžbu kreira na webu i preuzme ju u trgovini, odnosno da napravi onaj klasični click and collect. Naravno da je u toj situaciji iznimno bitno da kupac može provjeriti gdje je taj artikl zaista dostupan u kojoj trgovini i da ta informacija mora biti točna. Sad, kad postavite pitanje biznis odjelu, znači kako treba biti stanje zaliha imajući u vidu ovo o čemu smo sad pričali, oni će naravno uvijek reći da taj podatak uvijek mora biti live, odnosno točan u tom trenutku kad se kupac prijavio na web i kreira određenu narudžbu. S druge strane, IT odjel će odmah postaviti pitanje kakva treba biti infrastruktura koja će to omogućiti, odnosno koliko moraju biti jaki serveri, koliko protočna i stabilna mora biti internet veza između različitih lokacija i sl. Naravno, tu treba osmisliti i implementirati optimalno rješenje koje će s jedne strane krajnjim korisnicima dati točnu informaciju, a u isto vrijeme neće preopteretiti sustav u cjelini. I s obzirom da sa Orbicom imamo dobru komunikaciju, uspjeli smo naći takvo rješenje, pa evo ako nekog budu zanimali detalji, neka nam se slobodno javi pa to možemo dalje prokomentirati. Osim samog stanja zaliha i informacija o artiklima koji se prenose između sustava, prenose se naravno i drugi podaci. Tu možemo spomenuti cijene, popuste i promocije, zatim kupce i dobavljače, u jednom smjeru nabavne dokumente, u drugom smjeru prodajne dokumente, dokumente prijenosa između različitih lokacija i neke dnevne promete kad govorimo o maloprodaji. Svaki od tih dokumenata, odnosno cjelina, ima neke svoje posebnosti, pa bi predložio da ne ulazimo u njihove detalje, ali ono što je zapravo bitno je napraviti dobru snimku stanja u kojoj će sudjelovati svi bitni akteri pojedinog poslovnog procesa i na neki način pokušati predvidjeti potencijalne probleme i na njih na vrijeme upozoriti. I naravno na kraju osmisliti rješenje koje će biti optimalno i koje će na kraju korisnicima biti prihvatljivo i naravno na kraju sve to treba i realizirati. Iako Orbico planira koristiti sustav LS1 sustav kao maloprodajni u svim zemljama, zapravo Bugarska ima kao implementacija neke svoje specifičnosti. Tu se uglavnom radi o lokalizaciji, to je zakonskim preduvjetima za rad. Kod Bugarske je specifično to da se lokalizacija između ostalog mora certificirati u ministarstvu, te je potrebno slijediti određenu proceduru kako bi ta certifikacija trajala minimalno i na kraju krajeva bila i uspješna. U sklopu same lokalizacije govorimo o fiskalizaciji, ona je jednostavno must have. Sam proces certifikacije u Bugarskoj traje oko mjesec dana, a ako budu utvrđene neke nepravilnosti, svaki novi pokušaj certifikacije može dodatno produžiti to trajanje. Tako da iz ovog razloga je iznimno bitno da se ovaj dio projekta odradi dobro, a mi smo konkretno za taj dio posla uz pomoć LS-a pronašli kolege iz Bugarske s kojima ćemo to odraditi. Neki zaključak svega sa moje strane je da LS1 uz određene dorade biti poslovne procese u Orbicu potrebni. Definitivno je pogodan za integraciju sa drugim sustavima i to smo dokazali na prethodnim, ali i na ovom konkretnom projektu. Osim toga, unificiranje poslovnih procesa i sustava u kompaniji koja je prisutna u više zemalja omogućuje lakše praćenje i optimizaciju procesa, bolju kontrolu i podiže samu vrijednost kompanije. Vjerujem da smo na dobrom putu da ovaj projekt bude uspješan i da ćemo već na godinu moći razgovarati o nekoliko zemalja u kojima Orbico koristi LS1. Juri i Andrej, najprije hvala na sudjelovanju. Recite mi, imate li vi još nešto za dodati?
S moje strane ne, mislim da je bilo sve rečeno. Hvala Ivan.
Hvala i vama Ivane i Juri, tako da sretno na Bugarskoj.
Evo, nadam se da se uskoro vidimo, da se na godinu vidimo na DignetDaysima sa još uspješnijom pričom o Orbicu, LS1-u, DIGNET-u. Hvala svima na pozornosti i ako bude bilo kakvih dodatnih pitanja, slobodno nam se obratite. Lijepi pozdrav svima.
Pozdrav u Zagreb, čao.
Hvala našem trojicu.
Thank you, guys. We met perpetual licenses with Microsoft Dynamics Now 2013. With the introduction of the Microsoft Dynamics 365 BC, technology changed. Everything is focused on the cloud solutions and the perpetual licenses will retire. Microsoft announced that it will happen near the end of 2022. What the new subs and CSP licenses bring will be explained by a nice Agne with 2 surnames. Google Translate didn't help me very much. In her local language they're spelled like this. and internationally they'll spell like this. And you read it right. She's the Strategic Initiative Director at One Click Factory. Agne?
Good day. Welcome to the DIGNET Days. My name is Agne, and welcome to discuss the perpetual licenses to be retired and to understand what brings us subscription and CSP licensing. Just like I mentioned, my name is Agne, and I'm leading strategic initiatives at One Click Factory. On a personal note, I adore spending time outdoors, and I have a dream to hike through Alps one day. But equally, I like fine dining experiences and believe experience is one of the key ways for us to differentiate. And last but not least, I like to grow business ideas. And so therefore, I am here to share my point of view on the subscription and CSP licensing motions that are coming out. One Click Factory is here to help Microsoft partners to grow. And we are cooperating with DIGNET a lot. So we have a focus on the Microsoft business applications and in a close collaboration with Microsoft to develop Microsoft partners to support transitions towards the cloud, as well to help develop ISV solutions and distribute CSP licensing within Central Eastern European market. What shall we do today? Today, first of all, we will look into the trends, the benefits that subscription is bringing to us, and as well understand the point of view of the Microsoft and opportunities that Microsoft is presenting us. So first of all, let us look into the trends. Right? We see an elephant in the room, right? And they question what kind of element is that is in the room, right? I would say that earlier days, we would say that that elephant, inevitable thing that's happening in the room is cloud. But within recent few years, that elephant is in the room is unfortunate that hit it all us across the world, right? And in reality, that brought us a new situation that requires a remote work, that requires the digital experiences within the workforce, and unfortunately, that brings a downturn on the economy, right? But from the other perspective, right, that is bringing and fostering a digitalization within our organizations. So besides that, when research group asked business leaders, how are they adapting to the new normal, right? We see a significant increase in cloud spending across the industries. We see significant increase in employees that are expecting higher than planned cloud usage. And of course, we see that financial leaders intend to carry out a more agile business systems, right? To make sure that we are compliant and that we are ready for the new normal that unfortunately pandemic brought us. Equally, we see that the topic of the cloud, right, is more relevant now than any time before. We see significant speed in the cloud migrations, and equally, we see a significant support from employees because they like new capabilities that today employers offer due to the pandemic and due to the new technology that enables to provide a remote work. And we do see that customers are embracing the cloud, right? We see that 80% of small businesses use already the cloud to support some of their business processes, right? And that this market continues to grow on a 23% year-over-year rate. So that's all great, but let us try to understand what drives all that growth and all that transition. And I would say that first of all, you know, because the latest and the greatest is brought by the cloud and by the subscription to us. But let us understand, the elements of that. So first of all, let us define the term, right? We have a term of perpetual and subscription. And those two terms, they are about licensing principles. Perpetual is, subscription software where it is bought upfront, right, and owned by the buyer. Subscription is when you are getting access to, on a monthly basis, to use something, right? We have that in software, but equally in the services that we are constantly using. Another element, right, is location on where the software and systems are. We can think about the on-prem location or the cloud location, right, of the service to be provided. And last but not least, we could discuss levels of the cloud, whether that is a software as a service or platform as a service or only infrastructure as a service, right? So what level of cloud is part of the service that we are getting and that is enabling, that service for us to consume. So in reality, throughout the later description of the nice features that we are receiving, that will be a bundle of the subscription licensing model and cloud, option of the deployment for the software for us to consume. So let us look into the first element, or first benefit that subscription and cloud is bringing to us. So operational expenses, I would say, is the first and a very relevant element that subscription is bringing to us. But let us first of all to understand. So on the one side, we see operational expenses, and on the other side, we see capital expenses. Capital expenses, when organization spends to buy, maintain, or improve its fixed assets, such as buildings, vehicles, equipment, or land, or software, right? Software could be an asset equal to buildings or vehicles or equipment. Operational expense, right, is on the other hand ongoing cost for running a product, business, or system, right? So it is easy to understand that it could be an easy, pure financial criteria where operational expense could have a greater returns and payback period, flexibility, and better ability to forecast. Where capital expenses, right, has sometimes a better total cost of ownership, amortization, and ability for the price protection, because whatever you own, that's yours, and no one can change or influence that in the shorter or the longer term. And as we've touched the total cost of ownership, right, I'd say that is one of the driving forces, lower total cost of ownership for the cloud solutions, that on-premises solutions, that is making such a significant shift towards the cloud. So when we are talking about the shift and about the cost within the cloud and within the on-prem solution, right? So first of all, we need to understand that there is a price of the software associated, right? And within the subscription fees, right, versus software license, especially when we are talking about the software as a service offering level, subscription fee could take something like more than a half of all of the investment needed within your business application, right? Where on the other hand, within the on-premise deployment, software licensing cost could be just a 9% of overall investment. But we see a significant iceberg below the water, right? When we are talking about the software as a service, when we are talking about the on-premises implementation, no? So we have customization and implementation, hardware, IT personnel costs, maintenance, and training costs, right? Where within the software as a service, these are all provided out of the box. So in reality, when we are talking about the cloud versus on-premise total cost of ownership, usually cloud option is 77% more efficient than an on-prem solution. So that is a significant driver, right, to look into the cloud deployment. But of course, it is not all about the cost reduction cloud. As cloud may offer a cheaper alternatives versus an on-premise options, you know, but it is not only about the cost. And let us look into the benefits that are provided from the pay as you consume, and as well, you know, benefit provided from the option of being always up to date perspective as well. You know, so when we are talking about the cloud, we have anytime, anywhere access to our data, to our ability to perform certain functions, right? And that is unbelievably efficient, and this is unbelievably, you know, unbelievable benefit not only to employees of any organization providing real anytime access, but equally for the customers of the business, right? When customers of the business could connect and could consume certain of the services themselves, they are receiving a satisfaction. They are satisfied with the services that companies are providing, and equally, you know, they are saving the company resources because they can self-serve themselves by having access, you know, to functions that they can perform themselves. Another element is security, right? And security is a significant topic, especially in the cloud, and one of the significant trends to look after, right? But in reality, when we are comparing security within the cloud, like and security, I mean data loss, access, and other elements. In reality, within the cloud, there is a significant investment towards the security that is being implemented. And I haven't seen an on-prem system that would have taken security into such a high concern yet, right? The other element is compatibility, and this comes from the element that cloud is providing always the latest version that is compatible to the other latest versions and latest capabilities and technologies within the vendors and within the providers. So in reality, that compatibility and ability to utilize all of the other elements to connect instantly and utilize other elements of the Microsoft stack is inevitable benefit to most of our organizations. We do have features, right? Features with a constant releases and updates, we are getting new features in. But sometimes we forget that software has certain features that are outdated and no longer relevant and no longer used. So with the cloud and staying constantly up to date, we are looking in a situation where features are always updated and only relevant features are ready for us. Equally, when we are looking into the applications that are in the cloud, they are supported because it is as a service from the vendor to have application up and running and supported always. So from One Click Factory's perspective, One Click Factory has a has a platform, self-provisioning platform, to host Business Central customers on Azure. Some kind of the platform as a service cloud model, where Business Central installation is an on-prem installation, but hosted on Microsoft Azure. That is used by over 160 partners across the world, with significant number of customers and users, and growing at an 18% of year-over-year on the user add. And when we are talking with the customers that are using, so in reality, they are talking about different benefits that One-Click Factory is providing to the customers, right? So first of all, is pay for as many users as you need. Any cloud services like that. So no longer you need to worry about the peaks in the business. You are able to adapt and change depending on the situation, quickly adding or decreasing number of licenses you need. No startup or termination cost. You know, that is the essence of the cloud service. Besides that is, you know, the monitoring. So 24/7 availability, you know, and the managed risk, so that business continues to run without a disruption. When we are looking into the cloud services, there is usually a guaranteed service level agreement on system availability for most of the services. And very few availability you know, requirements are solved within the on-prem installation, because availability means several layers of machines running up, always when to make sure that in case something goes wrong, you know, someone else is stepping in. Data security is the usual priority for the cloud provider, right? Because within the on-prem environment, we are usually thinking about the less risks that could happen. In the cloud, we are protected from a much larger list of potential risks and things that could go wrong. Usually that is powered by the world-class, cloud service provider like the Microsoft Azure in this case. And usually there is a significant support behind the application that you are using. And of course, the cost is as well an direct implication from the economies of scale, as a side effect of the economies of scale, that customers can enjoy much more affordable solutions. Let us look into the Microsoft and what Microsoft has to offer. So first of all, we need to think about Microsoft Business Applications ecosystem, right? That connects Microsoft Dynamics applications, data, intelligence, Power Platform, attached to it. IDC estimates that by 2022, 70% of all organizations will have accelerated the use of digital technologies, right? So that more than half of global GDP, right, would be a digitalized one. Right? We all understand that this digital transformation requires systems of intelligence that are tailored to each industry, each company, each micro task performed by each person, right? And I really believe that Microsoft is providing input to that overall vision and overall digitalization with a compelling spectrum of different services and applications that they are providing to the customers, right? So I would say that Microsoft Cloud applications is, the most trusted cloud, with more than 70 security compliance certifications and more regions than any cloud provider has. and we need to benefit from all what cloud is bringing, from the interconnection and flexibility that Microsoft Cloud is bringing to us. So when thinking about the Microsoft Cloud, we need to think about the licensing options, right? 15 years ago, perpetual license model was the only way someone could buy business software licenses. Today, subscription models are becoming more popular, right? And just like we've seen before, we expect that 80% of license offerings are already subscription-based. Right? So in reality, you see steers on this slide. And when we are thinking about the perpetual licensing option, we are taking steers one over the other. When we are thinking about the subscription-based licensing offer, that's like a lean way forward where you can push through in a much easier way. So let me shortly introduce the Microsoft Cloud Solution Program. That is in reality Microsoft's answer to the overall cloud motion that is happening. First of all, this Cloud Solution Program is providing and covering the full range of Microsoft products. And it is very easy to start and very easy to manage with your partner, to see and look how you can add or remove licenses as you go. Another nice feature is that there is no minimum commitment on the elements that you license, right? So you can start with one user the first month and then see where and how you could scale in the future. It provides endless flexibility, right? So that you can add or remove capacity as your business fluctuates and need is there, right? Easy to start, no significant upfront costs, and this is depending on your choice, pay per month or pay per year, as you are moving forward. Local support is provided by your partner with whom you are having a relationship with a strong service level agreements. And one of the areas that might be relevant to you is Bridge to the Cloud promotion that is currently up and running, right? For Business Central on-premises customers. So for the ones that are currently having Business Central on-premises solution throughout until the June 30th, 2022 year, right? Customers could utilize this offering to start the cloud migration, right? So in reality, what does that mean? So that you can renew your enhancement plan through the Cloud Solution Provider program in a price equal to your annual enhancement plan renewal cost. Instead of having an upfront payment, you can distribute payments as across the monthly basis and utilize the cloud benefits with a 60% discount going forward. So few final thoughts. I would encourage you to think of how will you support the new digital workforce, right? How will you foster the teamwork culture and social capital within the digital environment? How will you serve the well-being of your employees and the customers in that digital environment? How will we help learn and unlock the knowledge and insights of the expertise within the organization? How will we automate processes and workflows within our organizations, include everyone, and make sure that we are trusted, secure, and modern experience for every of our employee and every of our customer. So if there is one thing to take out of this of this presentation, I'd like you to take out the question and think about it. How will you support the new digital workforce in the future? And I'd say, the way to look into that question is to understand your current situation and to choose your way. Whether you need to rehost the current infrastructure that you have, and modify the underlying architecture or lift and shift the application. Whether you need to refactor, to modify application itself. Or you need to change certain architecture elements, or you need to rebuild the cloud native elements of your IT infrastructure, or just simply replace with the new and better options. I'd say that whatever the way forward, the key thing is to evaluate those ways forward and to choose the one that fits best your situation. So I do encourage you to connect with the DIGNET representative and to discuss how Cloud Solution Provider Program could optimize your license usage, and as well to discuss the best upgrade path for your upgrade within the Business Central. One-Click Factory has a support tool for the DIGNET to drive that discussion. We call that Upgrade Analyzer, that out of the box provides options on how you could move forward with your Business Central application. With that, I would like to thank you very much for your time today, and I would like to wish you all of the success within the cloud and within your business applications. Thank you.
Thank you, Agne. In the meantime, while we were watching you, my friend called a mutual friend, basketball player Marko Popovic, who used to play in Vilnius, and he said that it's supposed to be read like Agne Balkevičiūtė Lajene. Thank you, Agne. Let's move on. We already mentioned the significance of global solutions for the business world and for DIGNET Software, who implements these solutions. Katja Otsukvirk from LS Retail and Erik Janvan-Putten from Dynamic Web will tell us about two of these solutions.
Pozdrav, dobar dan, hi. Moje ime je Katja i dolazim iz LS Retaila. Danas ću pričati o LS Centralu i kako vam može pomagati u ovoj situaciji u marketu i kao što je dogovoreno, preći ću na engleski jezik tokom same prezentacije. So, hi again, I'm Katja, LS Retail, talking about LS Central, the solution that could make you help succeed in this disrupted market. But first, some words about LS Retail. We are a world-leading developer of business software solutions for retail, hospitality, food service, and forecourt solutions. We have been in the industry for over 30 years, during which we have been growing continuously. Today, we operate as a separate unit within Aptos, who is a recognized market leader in retail technology solutions. We have a head office in Iceland, and there are 4 regional offices all over the world. There are many our colleagues working from their home offices in local countries, such as me from Slovenia, such as my colleague. You met Andrei from Slovenia, and there's many others. There's 29 nationalities represented in LS Retail and over 250 employees. So, the reason why we believe we are so successful, as you can see on slide, with about 88,000 retail and hospitality locations worldwide, is because of our business model, which is our partners. That is, we are working indirect and with a strong and dedicated channels of partners globally. We focus on quality partner recruitment and extensive training for our partners, and we are happy to be here with you today with our platinum partner, DIGNET. Why and how did we manage to spread our solution globally? It is because, of course, of our partner networks and because we offer something different, a single platform that covers your entire business back to front. meaning you can control all your business processes, including purchasing, warehouses, CRM, store sales, distribution, franchise, and financials, all in one platform. Across all locations and channels, so you have one central place where you can manage products, prices, campaigns, offers, customers, inventory, and more for all your physical locations and e-commerce site. By keeping all your information in one platform, you get clear visibility of your business and a single version of the truth. With right insight, the result you can trust, and of course, the result that enable you to make informed business decisions. So not just getting all the data, but getting the right data all the time. Having one software platform instead of many separate systems also means lower IT costs and easier and faster staff training. We call this concept of a single platform unified commerce. Yeah, how it is built? Well, LS Central extends Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, and we add specialized retail functionality into it. So, on top of getting the benefit of unified commerce, like the centralized control and visibility across all channels and lower costs of ownership, you can also grow efficiency and consistency thanks to the system automations. You get specialized industry and vertical functionality that answers your business requirements, whatever your industry or mix of industry might be. So within retail, hospitality, food, and pharmacy. You can choose to deploy the system on-premise, in the cloud, or hybrid, which is part of in the cloud and part on-prem. Retail is changing. Talk about it, right? In the recent past, we've seen how big and diverse those changes can be, and challenges that are kind of accompanying all the changes. Retailers these days need technology that helps them stay on top of new consumer demands, and as well need technology to keep them agile and ready for a world of constant transformation. Online shopping. It has been steadily growing for years. We know that, but never as much as during 2020. According to research from IBM, as seen on slide, the COVID pandemic accelerated adoption of online shopping by circa 5 years, so speeded up for 5 years ahead. Today, having a functional e-commerce store is an imperative for all retailers. And yet, online, we say, being a key channel, but we must not forget that 80% of shopping still happens in physical stores. This means that retailers don't just need an online strategy to be successful, they need omni-channel strategy with a synergy between online and offline. With LS Central, we believe you can create this synergy and let your customers shop as when and where they prefer. Thanks to ready-made e-commerce integrations, you can easily connect LS Central to market-leading e-commerce platforms such as Magento, Avencia, Shopify, and Dynamic Web. The integration ensures real-time two-way communication between the systems. So price, offers, product availability, they are always correct and up to date on your online shop, on your POS, and in your back office. LS Central helps you track all sales for all your channels in one central place, so you can offer omni-channel services like click and collect, which is pick up in stores, at the curbside, or in a locker, and you can let customers return and exchange in-store items they bought online. The rise of e-commerce is part of a larger trend towards contactless retail. That is, shopping that requires minimal to zero almost human-to-human interaction. Even when they're shopping in person, consumers are increasingly looking to minimize contact, both with products and with other people. To offer this touchless experience, retailers need to rely on technology. Oh, sorry. Let's move ahead. So, two of technologies that I would like to point out as a future technology that we see coming into retail now even faster than before are self-service checkouts and self-scanning. Self-service checkouts have become more and more popular in the past months, and they are now used not only in supermarkets, but also in a bookshop, in sportswear store, and even furniture chains. On top of reducing contacts with employees, they also give customers the freedom to check, of course, the items and the freedom to check out at their own pace. Several of our customers, such as IKEA or Kronans, which is a grocery chain in Iceland, have seen positive results from substituting some of their manned checkouts with self-service ones. For example, the positive effects they report are, of course, shorter queues, but also increased job satisfaction between employees because they can, switch tasks more often, and they're not so locked into their POS clerk positions. Another technology that reduces contact is LS Central Scan Pay Go. How do you call it? This is a one-stop shop app that combines loyalty program and point of sales and runs on the consumer's own mobile device, Android or iOS. Customers can use it to save and share shopping lists, see store offers and promotions, track their loyalty status, and find personalized offers and vouchers. So, classical loyalty app, you would say. But they can do more with it. In store, they can use the app as a POS directly, self-scan the items, apply offers and coupons, and pay for their shopping at the end. It is quick, convenient, and completely contact-free. It is one of the latest apps that we are releasing together with LS Central. Supply chain disruptions. Yeah, we can see that in the past months, retailers have been really struggling, and they realized how very fine-tuned and highly vulnerable their supply chain can be. Changes in consumer behavior, like factory lockdowns, the blocking of the Suez Canal, and in the UK, Brexit-related shortages, these all seem like exceptional circumstances, but they have happened, and they might happen again. So, to reduce the risk of out of stocks and of delivery uncertainties, retailers need to build resilience. They need tools that enable them to predict demand as precisely and as early as possible. Those who are late with reordering might not get their goods on time. Of course, we believe that we offer strong inventory planning and forecasting capabilities to help retailers understand what consumers will want, based, of course, on multiple variables, so they can better cope with future changes in demand. With LS Central, you get this. You get this real-time visibility on what items are being sold and where, what's available, and what is in transit. On top of this strong stock control, you also get powerful replenishment capabilities. The system comes with automations that simplify inventory planning and distribution, reducing both manual work and the risk of out of stocks and overstocks. If you want the system to support you even further, you can add LS Forecast. This demand planning add-on uses artificial intelligence tools to suggest what times to buy in which variant and how you should distribute them across your store locations to get the ideal coverage and maximize your sales. The automations remove both the guesswork and the manual work from purchasing and distribution. Constant change. Talk about it, right? I mean, we've seen changes happening in the world very fast, but in the past 2 years, we see change really started with an accelerating pace. And the only answer to this, as we believe, is adaptability, as it's called. So being able to constantly adapt to changes, not just wait for them, but to kind of be ready when they happen, because we can already predict they will be happening. Talk about change and talk about Microsoft and solutions. The biggest change these days in our market is SaaS, so cloud. LS Central, of course, is available as software as a service, as called SaaS version, running in the reliable Microsoft cloud. This means that you can support your workforce wherever they are, at head office or working from home, as all your employees can access information in real time from their devices and make quick, data-informed decisions. Using SaaS solutions also means you can add new functionality, mission-critical applications to innovative technology in days instead of months. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that installation of LS Central in SaaS takes days. It is just once it's done, it's very easy to modify, use, adopt, and so on. Unlike many cloud-based retail POS that don't work with without internet connection, this is very important. We believe that we are offering something unique because LS Central POS work in the cloud as well as offline. So it's a kind of a hybrid setup and model. That means that your business can always be operational, even with some maybe short-term internet, stop. You can be sure that your data will not be lost and that you are able to still sell your products in your locations. And we are proud to share the news that we have now so far released LS Central SaaS, as we call it, in 32 countries. And we will soon release it for the region here. So for Croatia, Slovenia, Serbia, with help of DIGNET, who is cooperating with us on this. And just a few more slides to go. What I would like you to remember is, of course, this was just a glimpse of what LS Central can help you do. There is much more functionality you can use, whatever your goals are. Like, for instance, if you want to run a cafe within your store, mix different retail verticals, go into hotel business, book rooms, book sessions, many functionalities in there as presented on this slide here. But the main focus here is unified commerce. So it is a wording meaning joining together not just functionalities, but also all channels that customers interact with. So all of them are being e-commerce, as you will, one of them is being e-commerce, as you will hear in the next session from Dynamic Web. So that's it from me for today. Thank you, DIGNET, for inviting us and hoping to see you all in person soon.
Thank you, Katja. I will take it from here. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about retail and e-commerce in how we see it from Dynamic Web. So just a brief reminder, I'm Erik-Jan van Putten. I'm the VP of Marketing at Dynamic Web. I'm a big enthusiast of marketing technology and how that can help drive business success. And I've been doing that for approximately 15 years. But let's dive into it. Also, as I'm continuing the story of LS Retail and Katja, I did a little bit of homework and I investigated some numbers, and it really looks like the industries that are expected to have the biggest impact and growth in the next couple of months, not completely surprising, are travel, fashion, and food. And all of these three things are in the broadest sense of the word. So travel, tickets, entertainment, you name it. And Afterpay, a supplier of payment solutions, did a real great research on that. Insights.afterpay.com I believe. You can check that out. But travel, fashion, and food are the industries that are absolutely going to grow more in the next couple of months. If we continue that kind of story as well, if we see new emerging channels in e-commerce and in retail as well, nothing surprising here, I hope. Marketplaces are absolutely continuing to grow, and we see that there are new emerging channels. Social commerce, of course, is quite a big one, and live stream commerce is something that is also up and coming, mostly from the Asia countries. And we see this having an influence on retail. We see this having an influence on commerce, because you do need to be able to connect all your related systems, commerce, point of sales, LS Retail, ERP, to handle these kind of new channels. So integration and having a strategy to this is very important. Related to the social commerce, because what we really saw in combination with live stream, even my wife on a regular basis showed me Instagram, where a shop in the city where we live was actually actively doing that. And by actively pushing their products, their fashion products on the channel, she was going there for click and collect. She was actually going there after the lockdown here was over. So it has a real influence on creating a growing business for you. And it comes down into product information, really, showing the product data and all that kind of stuff. What related to that is what we're seeing as well, is that it's really about the experience in these kind of channels, because on one hand, everyone moved to digital, because it was not possible anymore to do shopping in person for a while, that people initially really went into the digital channels. Some organizations were better at applying technology to keep their commerce going. But what we've also seen is that in these industries mentioned earlier, is that there's now a shift back to the in-person one, the brick and mortar stores. We're seeing a shift back from digital to brick and mortar. Interestingly enough, there's even a shift going back to online, because my personal theory there is that people really grown accustomed to shopping digital. They have much better and more information available about products. They can shop at their convenience. And then there's that hybrid model where you can actually do all the work online and then take it to the offline part to actually feel the fabric, to experience food, you name it. And that is where there's a very nice hybrid between the two. And that's where frictionless commerce really becomes important, because a fantastic study that happens every year by Salesforce is that a lot of individuals as well as businesses prefer the experience to the buying process, and they're even willing to pay more for the product if the experience is good. And that is where I want to talk a little bit more about today as well. So it is about building the e-commerce strategy. So build your own e-commerce suite, your approach. And it's about building a strategy that will allow a frictionless commerce experience across the channels of the customer's choosing. If we apply this specifically to retail, then it is about continuing that experience. So if someone, a customer, has a profile on your web environment into your e-commerce store, why is that not always connected to the stores? Why can't the customer build their complete shopping experience with you, with your business, from a digital and offline perspective? You know, it should be possible that if a customer actually has a loyalty card and they purchase something in the store in their local city, that if they actually are visiting another store, that store has instantly all the data and all the customer information available that they can apply to help that customer better. Loyalty card is one of the many ways of doing that. But that experience should be combined with digital. And by combining that with an e-commerce platform, like Dynamic Web, you can combine that ongoing experience. If they shop online, that's available to the store. If they buy in the store, the experience should be seamlessly going over into the digital world. If they choose to return it, which you can reduce by having rich product information, then that should be again on the channel of the customer's choosing. And that is really what is the direction of the whole e-commerce world. Frictionless, omni-channel, there's many ways of naming this, unified e-commerce, but it's about that experience and being able, by applying the right kind of technology, the right kind of strategy, to build a frictionless commerce experience. And that is, a couple of things are really important by that. You need to build your strategy first. How can we make a fantastic customer experience across all the channels of the customer's choosing? Brick and mortar, web, social, other marketplaces. Channels are just channels. They do offer different options and they do offer different challenges, but they are just channels. And then it comes down to really having that executional excellence. If you are able to come up with the strategy, if you then have a technology approach, it is about the excellence of applying all that and automate it in the best possible way. And integration is a very important one in that. Because if you have your systems, you already have an ERP, you already have a POS, you already have much of this in place. And any technology that you're going to drop into that needs to be able to integrate with what you have already. It needs to seamlessly be able to do that. I'm not going into a boring story about APIs and execs, but it is about making sure that data flows across the different systems in a best manner. With ERP, that means is you have an option to crawl into the ERP with your e-commerce, or you go with a, let's call it loosely coupled integration. The benefit of the latter is that you're less dependent on the ERP systems at play. And performance-wise, you can actually have an e-commerce suite or an e-commerce solution continue even when other systems are slow or down for maintenance. And if you are really in the ERP, then that doesn't work. Then your e-commerce store is down as well. If one of them have to upgrade, both of them have to be upgraded. So that's the operational excellence that you need to have in mind when approaching this as well. And then there's all kinds of other tools and solutions that will help drive a better experience. That could be marketing, that could be an email marketing tool or automation. But then the approach that Dynamic Web has is we integrate with the right ERP systems, Microsoft Dynamics, LS Retail, and then we have that coupled in a good way. And then the rest of the dynamic world is really in one platform. It reduces the amount of systems you need, it reduces the technology integrations and all those kind of elements. And if we take to the way of building your e-commerce suite, you have a couple of ways of doing that. And if we use the wording of Forrester, they just changed from build versus buy to customize versus compose. And what that to a degree basically means is you can either compose, and that means you combine all kinds of point solutions, best of breed solutions. So you get your e-commerce, you get your website, you get a PIM, you get an email marketing hooked up, you still need an ERP, CRM maybe. But although on one hand that sounds really great because you're able to really pick the right kind of technologies, but it also influences the complexity. It also influences cost. I have a slide on that later, but I do want to actually go in there right now because I own plenty of technologies at Dynamic Web as well related to B2B marketing. But if one of those integrations break, I have to go to the sales manager, to the CEO, and basically say, this thing broke again, and it's going to take X amount of effort to get it fixed. Meanwhile, we don't have the data available. That's not something you want to do too often. And I will get back to that in a second. So the benefit of going with an e-commerce suite is that it's not a best of breed solution. So you might not have all the features and functionalities that a best of breed actually offers, but how many of us actually use a solution to 100% of its capabilities? Are you applying deep segmentation with an email marketing tool? Are you applying product data across all the channels in its complete depthness? So there are elements to consider there. And it really builds on the power of the combined platform. And this is where the marketing and boosting e-commerce success really gets fun. Because if you have an e-commerce platform that is tightly integrated to itself, then you can use when a prospect or a known customer is browsing your website and they are visiting certain products, but they're not purchasing it, you can now have email automation trigger an email to that person saying that if they purchase this product within 48 hours, shipping is free. If we apply it a little bit more to B2B, you can have your salespeople informed that a customer or a prospect went on your website and they are not purchasing yet, so maybe the salesperson needs to reach out. So, and there's many ways of doing that. You can use the product information because rich product information enables better product experiences, which can by itself reduce return rates. It can create a better experience because now you are giving your customers or your resellers more product information that they can apply to inform end customers. And there's a lot of power in that. And then, although we're talking about the integrated approach of marketing, a website for personalization with the right product information based on customer behavior, we're talking product information, but integration is still needed. You want to be able to flexible extend the suite, the platform to your ERP system, potentially via or directly to a CRM and other systems you have in place. So integration continues to be an important player, but yeah, it reduces the risk. It reduces the time to market when you have projects like this. And another word for this is actually the Frankenstack. So on the left, you actually see all these integrations talking to each other, right? Because the PIM needs to talk to e-commerce, e-commerce needs to talk to digital marketing. And before you know it, you have 6, if not more, integrations talking to each other. Now, imagine that each integration only breaks once a year. That's still 6 times you have to talk to your colleagues, you have to go to your partner and get it fixed, adding cost, adding frustration, driving the total cost of ownership up. And then the dynamic web in combination with LS Retail really can drive reducing the complexity. So you have one system, you shed a lot of headaches, and you can move forward based on that. So, Dynamic Web, we are a global company. We have partners all over the world. And then today with DIGNET, we have DIGNET as a strategic partner in our Balkan area that helps us deliver great solutions to customers. If there's any questions, please feel free to reach out on LinkedIn or email me. The email is in the beginning, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Katja and Eric. This year, DIGNET Software signed a business cooperation contract with the German company Amana. We should mention that this happened thanks to the German-Croatian industrial chamber, DIGNET Software is now offering a new solution designed for the companies listed on the stock exchanges in EU countries. In long term, DIGNET Software took on activities which are not only related to Slovenia and Croatia, but to the whole Adriatic region, i.e. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia and Montenegro, with the conviction that the companies in that countries will also be interested in this EU-regulated solution. Due to this topic, DIGNET Software invited all companies listed in Zagreb and Ljubljana to take part in DignetDays. The solution will be presented by business colleagues Martina Butković, CEO of Sigma Tax Consulting, and Gordan Marjanović, a consultant in DIGNET Software.
Dobar dan svima, pozdravljam vas u ime DIGNET Software i Sigma Business Consulting. Danas vam želimo prezentirati jednu temu koja je vrlo aktualna u sadašnje vrijeme. Naime, svi izdavatelji vrijednosnih papira koji su uvršteni na uređena tržišta po prvi puta se suočavaju sa izazovima pripreme financijskih izvještaja u ESE formatu. To znači da izdavatelji moraju svoje financijske izvještaje za periode koje počinju 1. siječnja 2021. ili nakon toga pripremati u skladu s delegiranom uredbom Europske komisije broj 815 iz 2018. godine kojom se određuje jedinstveni elektronički format za izvještavanje. Iako je primjena te odredbe prvotno bila predviđena za periode koje počinju 1. siječnja 2020. godine, došlo je do odgode primjene uredbe zbog neočekivanih posljedica koje su uzrokovane COVID krizom i potresom u Petrinji u Hrvatskoj. Navedeno rješenje zahtijeva od izdavatelja da pripreme tehničke preduvjete za izdavanje u traženoj formi, te su DIGNET Software kao tehnička podrška i Sigma Tax Consulting kao konsulting društvo u području poreza i računovodstva pratili navedenu problematiku i ovim putem žele prezentirati tehničko rješenje za pripremu izvještaja u propisanoj formi koje je razvilo društvo Amana Consulting GmbH. Prezentaciju su pripremili Martina Butković, partner u Sigma Tax Consultingu, ovlašteni revizor, i Goran Marjanović, konsultant u DIGNET Softwareu, također ovlašteni revizor. Prezentacija je pripremljena u dva dijela. U prvom dijelu ćemo ukratko dati pregled zakonskog okvira vezanih uz obvezu izvještavanja u ESE formatu, dok će u drugom dijelu kolega Goran Marjanović u osnovnim crtama prezentirati tehničko rješenje za pretvaranje zadanih financijskih izvještaja u XBR formu, a koje je razvilo društvo Amana Consulting GmbH. Što se tiče zakonskog okvira, u nastavku su navedeni samo osnovni zakonski okviri vezani uz obvezu izvještavanja u XBR formatu. Svi su izdavatelji upoznati sa zakonskom osnovom, pa bih ovdje samo skrenula pozornost na zadnje izmjene i dopune Zakona o tržištu kapitala koje su objavljene u Narodnim novinama 83 iz 2021. godine, u srpnju 2021. godine, kojima je izmijenjen članak 462 zakona, te je određeno da bez obzira što se direktivom predviđa da se samo konsolidirani izvještaji objavljuju u propisanoj formi, hrvatski izdavatelji vrijednosnih papira obvezni su izdavati u propisanoj formi i svoje pojedinačne financijske godišnje izvještaje. Tko su obveznici ESEF izvještavanja i što je predmet izvještavanja? Obveznici ESEF izvještavanja su izdavatelji čiji su vrijednosni papiri uvršteni na uređeno tržište. Predmet izvještavanja za periode koji počinju 2021. godine. Nakon toga su primarni, pojedinačni, konsolidirani financijski izvještaji i to izvještaj o financijskom položaju, račun dobiti i gubitka i izvještaj o ostale sveobuhvatnoj dobiti, izvještaj o novčanim tokovima i izvještaj o promjenama kapitala. Za navedeni period bilješke se ne izdaju u XBR formi, već se izdaju samo u XHTML formatu kao i do sada i one su sastavni dio godišnjeg izvještaja. Za period izvještavanja koje počinju nakon 1. siječnja 2020. godine ili nakon toga, izdavatelji će i dio bilježaka morati tagirati primjenom XBR oznaka. Samo izvještavanje u propisanoj formi regulirano je tehničkim standardima koje je propisala Europska komisija i tim samim standardima propisano je da je jedinstveni elektronički format za izvještavanje je XHTML format. Izvještaji se primjenjuju primjenom SF taksonomije koja se bazira na taksonomiji međunarodnih standarda financijskih izvještavanja koje objavljuje Odbor za međunarodne računovodstvene standarde. Taksonomija definira posebne oznake koje se koriste za pojedinačne stavke podataka kao što je neto dobit i sl. I njihove atribute i njihove međusobne odnose. Što sami regulatorni tehnički standardi znače? Znači, oni povezuju sistem prezentacije, znači standarda prezentiranja i samu strukturu izvještaja. Možemo reći da je to pojednostavljena svrha sve tog standarda. Zašto se uopće rade izvještaji u XBR formatu? Svi znamo da se trenutno financijski izvještaji izdavatelja rade primjenom međunarodnih standarda financijskog izvještavanja. Iako postoje neke određene forme u kojima izdavatelji moraju izvještavati, kao što su na primjer GFI forma, TFI forma i sl. I to je primjenjivo za različite grupe izdavatelja. Navedeni formati nisu u potpunosti sukladni financijskim izvještajima koje su izdavatelji dužni pripremati sukladno međunarodnim standardima financijskog izvještavanja. Sve to zapravo dovodi do problema u usporedbi financijskih izvještaja, pokazatelja pojedinih izdavatelja, vrijednosnih papira i sl. Pored navedenoga, takvi financijski izvještaji su prilično fleksibilni jer svaki izdavatelj odlučuje što zapravo žele prezentirati u tim izvještajima, na koji način, kojim redoslijedom, što mu je najbitnije, što mu je manje bitno. Sve to zapravo investitorima otežava analizu takvih financijskih izvještaja i gubi se dosta vremena. Da bi se sve to svelo na neki jedinstveni jezik, uvedena je SF taksonomija, što znači da će se sve pozicije na financijskim izvještajima bilo kojeg izdavatelja tagirati na istu poziciju u financijskim izvještajima koje će biti jednoznačno prepoznatljive od svih investitora. Korištenje dodanih mehanizama ekstenzije ili kombinacije ekstenzije omogućit će izdavateljima da neke svoje specifične stavke podvedu pod opće stavke prepoznatljive svim investitorima. Sukladno tome doći će do jednog boljeg izvještavanja, transparentnijeg, pojednostavit će se pristupno financijskim izvještajnim izdavateljima. Navedeni financijski izvještaj objavljeni u XBR formatu jednostavno će se transformirati u neke druge formate kao što je na primjer SQL ili MS Excel. Navedeno će isto omogućiti bolju mogućnost kontrole izdavatelja od strane nadzornog organa jer će svi imati jednoznačno određene kategorije. Možemo reći da će za takvim izvještavanjem zapravo dovesti do unapređenja izvještivanja i transparentnosti izdavatelja na burzi. Međutim, to od svih izdavatelja zahtijeva određene tehničke aktivnosti koje su potrebne da bi se postojeći financijski izvještaji transformirali u XBR format, a o čemu će nastaviti kolega Goran Marjanović u svojoj prezentaciji.
Dobar dan, moje ime je Goran Marjanović, ovlašteni revizor, kao što je gospođa Martina Butković također najavila, i konzultant za Microsoft DignetDays u društvu DIGNET Software d.o.o. Ja ću vam prezentirati drugi dio današnjeg predavanja, a odnosi se na tehničko rješenje za kreiranje paketa izvještaja za društva izlistana na burzi. Kao što je također gospođa Butković spomenula, navedeno tehničko rješenje je proizvedeno od društva Amana Consulting GmbH iz Njemačke, koje, znači, pored same aplikacije za kreiranje paketa izvještaja za društva koja kotiraju na burzi, također su izradili i neke druge aplikacije za samo kreiranje izvještaja, ali i za kreiranje nekih drugih XBRL paketa, odnosno po nekim drugim specifikacijama. Znači, proći ćemo prvo samo korištenje XBRL tager aplikacije, učitavanje datoteke, mapiranje podataka i slično, i zadnji korak kreiranje samog paketa izvještaja koji je onda spreman za slanje revizorima ili nekom drugom izvještajnom tijelu. Kratko o društvu Amana Consulting GmbH, znači to je društvo koje ima dugo iskustvo u izradi softvera za kreiranje XBRL fajlova. Oni su uključeni u različite međunarodne radne grupe i organizacije, a sve sa ciljem unapređenja samog postupka izrade XBRL specifikacija, odnosno zadovoljavanja različitih zahtjeva za izvještajna tijela. Njihov softver je certificiran XBRL softver i on, znači, je pogodan za rad sa različitim XBRL taksonomijama. Mi ćemo danas pokazati rad sa SF taksonomijom, kažem, međutim on može povezati bilo koju drugu taksonomiju. Navedeni softver koristi 70% društava koji su uključeni u DAX burzovni indeks, s obzirom da je društvo Amana Consulting registrirano u Njemačkoj. I kao što sam rekao, znači, pored te aplikacije za kreiranje paketa izvještaja, izradili su i različite druge softvere koji omogućuju i kreiranje financijskih izvještaja, ali o njima mi danas nećemo govoriti. Sada vam je na ekranu vidljiv osnovni ekran XBRL tagara i sada ćemo proći, znači, kroz te nekakve njegove osnovne funkcije, odnosno osnovne korake za kreiranje paketa. Prvi korak je učitavanje samog dokumenta, odnosno samog financijskog izvještaja iz kojeg je potrebno kreirati paket izvještaja. Ta datoteka može biti u Word formatu, u PDF formatu ili čak i nekom drugom formatu. Nakon učitavanja same datoteke, potrebno je unijeti i nekakve dodatne osnovne informacije, kao što je naziv društva za koje se izvještava, LEI identifikator društva za koje se izvještava, njega je moguće unijeti ručno ili dohvatiti sa web baze podataka. Također je potrebno odabrati jezik izvješćivanja, valutu, kao i jedinicu za izvješćivanje, znači da li se radi o izvješćivanju u tisućama, milijunima ili u osnovnoj jedinici kuna, euro ili što god već se koristi. Drugi korak je učitavanje taksonomije. Kao što smo već ranije napomenuli, nakon pokretanja akcije učitavanja taksonomije, aplikacija će nas automatski pitati da li želimo učitati SF taksonomiju. Tu naravno, s obzirom da ćemo mi koristiti SF taksonomiju, potvrdimo, učitava nam se automatski aktualna SF taksonomija, međutim, naravno, ona može biti i promijenjena, odnosno izabrana bilo koja druga taksonomija koja nam je potrebna. ukratko taksonomiji, znači gospođa Butković je također pojasnila što je to. Znači to su nekakve dodatne opisne oznake kojima je svrha olakšati uspoređivanje i analizu financijskih izvještaja na globalnoj razini. Taksonomija je sastavljena temeljem međunarodnih standardnih financijskih izvještaja, te sa svakom promjenom MSFI-a, značajnijom naravno, može doći do promjene SF taksonomije za izvješćivanje. Nakon učitavanja datoteke i učitavanja taksonomije, sljedeći korak nam je mapiranje potrebnih informacija. Kada govorimo o mapiranju, tu razlikujemo dva načina, odnosno dvije vrste podataka koje je potrebno mapirati. Jedno su tablice, odnosno podaci u tablicama, a drugo su tekstualne informacije, odnosno znači informacije iz, na primjer, bilješaka ili slično. U prvom dijelu ćemo pojasniti način kako ćemo mapirati tablice. Sam prozor aplikacije, odnosno aplikacija se sastoji od 4 dijela. Gornji lijevi kut nam prikazuje financijske izvještaje koje smo učitali za mapiranje. Donji lijevi kut nam prikazuje dodatne informacije o segmentu unutar samih financijskih izvještaja koje smo već označili i koji su trenutno odabrani. Desni dio aplikacije nam prikazuje taksonomiju, pa tako gore u gornjem dijelu imamo učitanu taksonomiju, sve pozicije unutar nje, a desni donji dio nam prikazuje nekakve dodatne informacije, tehničku specifikaciju, linkove i slično, vezano uz odabrani redak, odnosno segment same taksonomije. Sljedeći korak, znači sljedeći i prikaz nam daje uvid na koji način se mapiraju podaci unutar tablica. Znači, u našem dokumentu odaberemo stranicu na kojoj nam se nalazi tablični podatak, označimo cijelu tablicu. Označavanje se radi klasičnim povlačenjem mišom, znači drag and drop, odemo na početak, označimo, povučemo dokle želimo, koji dio želimo označiti i to je to. Nakon što smo označili cijelu tablicu, tablici dodajemo oznaku iz taksonomije. S obzirom da u ovom našem primjeru, znači naša tablica predstavlja izvještaj o financijskom položaju, konsolidirani izvještaj o financijskom položaju tog društva, u tom slučaju mi smo u taksonomiji pronašli izvještaj o financijskom položaju, te smo cjelokupnu tablicu označili sa pozicijom izvještaja o financijskom položaju iz taksonomije. Znači, u prvom koraku smo označili cijelu tablicu, i sljedeći korak je označavanje, odnosno mapiranje pojedinih pozicija u tablici. Nakon što je tablica generalno označena sa izvještajem na koji se ona odnosi, imamo dvije mogućnosti. Jedna je korištenjem čarobnjaka koji pokušava automatski prepoznati istovjetne pozicije u označenoj tablici financijskog izvještaja sa podacima iz taksonomije, a drugi način je ručno označavanje pojedinih pozicija. Kao što vidimo na trenutnoj slici, žuto označene vrijednosti unutar tablice nam predstavljaju podatke koji su mapirani pomoću čarobnjaka. Znači, ta žuta boja nam označava da je taj podatak još uvijek u radu, on je označen, međutim da bi to bilo konačno mi mu moramo promijeniti status u konačno. Nakon toga on dobiva oznaku zelene boje. Jednako tako sve pozicije koje nisu označene čarobnjakom ili ručno nam ostaju bijele boje neoznačene i njih je potrebno ručno mapirati. Znači, ručno mapiranje se radi na način da se označi redak u tablici i opet jednostavnim povlačenjem odgovarajuće oznake iz taksonomije na taj redak se vrši mapiranje pozicija. Znači, kao što smo rekli, ručno mapirane pozicije nam automatski dobivaju status konačno, jer se smatra da bi to moralo biti točno. Znači, pored mapiranja pozicija sa taksonomijom, unutar tablica potrebno je i izvršiti označavanje kalkulativnih, odnosno sumarnih pozicija. Znači, u ovom našem konkretnom primjeru mi vidimo da imamo tu redak Total Non-Current Asset, koja bi trebala biti suma svih pozicija iznad njega. Da bi postavili sumarnu oznaku, znači označimo taj red koji predstavlja sumarnu informaciju i u donjem lijevom kutu imamo polje kalkulacija gdje ćemo mu definirati, znači, da se ta informacija odnosi na zbroj i definirat ćemo mu koje pozicije trebaju biti uključene u taj zbroj. Naravno da nakon označavanja svih pozicija koje trebaju biti uključeni, software radi rekalkulaciju i dobivamo informaciju da li je iznos koji se nalazi u tom polju točan. Ako nije, naravno da je potrebno izvršiti provjeru ili smo nešto preskočili uključiti ili jednostavno informacije, odnosno vrijednosti unutar tablice nisu točne. Znači, u svakom trenutku u radu mi možemo izvršiti djelomičnu validaciju podataka, odnosno dokumenta u segmentu koji smo do sada već obradili. I dobit ćemo informaciju o svim pogreškama, nedostajućim informacijama i sl. Dodatna validacija se radi naravno i prilikom samog kreiranja datoteka, ali to ćemo još spomenuti kasnije. Znači, nakon što su izmapirane tablice, potrebno je izmapirati, znači, određene tekstualne informacije i to nam je vidljivo na sljedećem primjeru. U samom našem opet dokumentu odabiramo stranicu gdje nam se nalaze te informacije koje nam je potrebno tagirati. Označimo konkretnu vrijednost, tekstualnu vrijednost, znači da li je to recimo naziv društva za koje se radi izvješćivanje, da li se radi o adresi, o nekakvim informacijama, o značajnim promjenama o kojima također moramo izvijestiti i slično. Znači, označimo tekst i opet iz taksonomije određenu informaciju na koju se to odnosi povučemo na taj tekst. Znači, tu je u stvari poprilično jednostavno, nema nikakvih dodatnih aktivnosti koje je potrebno obaviti. Nakon završetka cjelokupnog mapiranja, znači nakon što smo povezali sve informacije iz naših financijskih izvještaja, bilo one tablične ili tekstualne, a prema naravno zahtjevima izvještajnog tijela, zadnji korak je kreiranje samog XBRL paketa. Kada pokrenemo tu akciju unutar aplikacije, ono što još moramo podesiti je putanju gdje će se pohraniti taj izvještaj i pokrenuti kreiranje i validaciju izvještaja. Nakon što je cjelokupna procedura odrađena, znači dobivamo kao rezultat datoteke, odnosno mape koje su vidljive u ovom desnom dijelu prozora. Znači, radi se o 5 datoteka, odnosno mapa. I sada ćemo kratko pojasniti o čemu se radi. Zadnja datoteka, Excel datoteka, predstavlja rezultat validacije. Kao što vidite i na samom ekranu, mi smo dobili informaciju da je ispravan izvještaj kreiran, međutim ta ispravnost nam naravno govori samo o tehničkoj strukturi, a da je datoteka sadrži sve tehničke elemente koji su nužni, međutim ne znači da je ona još uvijek konačna i ispravna za predaju. U ovom Excel datoteci ćemo dobiti sve informacije o eventualno pogrešnim, odnosno nedostajućim, a obveznim podacima o kojima je potrebno izvijestiti. Dalje, znači prve tri mape nam predstavljaju pojedinačne segmente izvještaja, znači jedna je taksonomija, druga su tehničke informacije i treća su sami izvještaji. A četvrta datoteka je komprimirana, odnosno zip datoteka koja sadrži sva ova tri prethodne mape. I ta datoteka se u pravilu znači šalje ili revizoru ili nekom drugom izvještajnom tijelu za analizu, odnosno za predaju. To bi bilo ukratko tehnički dio samog funkcioniranja aplikacije Amana XBR Altegera. Ukoliko imate nekakvih dodatnih pitanja, odnosno trebate nekakva dodatna pojašnjenja, slobodno nam pišite na mail moj, odnosno na bilo koji od kontakta društva. Hvala vam na pažnji, srdačan pozdrav.
Thank you to our presenters. I mentioned the ambition of DIGNET Software for a presence in DACH countries. The person most indicated to tell us about this is Dirk Meerholz, CEO of DIGNET Software GmbH.
Welcome to today's presentation of DIGNET Software. I'm Dirk Meerholz, Managing Partner at DIGNET Software GmbH, Germany. If you are considering to migrate your current enterprise resource planning solution or looking for more advanced additional functionality in your current solutions, please stay tuned. DIGNET Software might be the partner of your choice for local as well as for your international projects. So, what is DIGNET Software offering to you? A great company where all the staff have a can-do attitude and customer service is of great importance. This picture is taken from our office floor in Zagreb, Croatia, where everyone working at that offices passes by daily. We are serving local as well as international customers. Our offices are located in two regions, Europe and APAC, more specifically in Australia. In Europe, we are based in the Adriatic region, Croatia, Bosnia and Serbia, and in the north of Germany in Bremen. Our Australian office is in Melbourne. DIGNET Software customers are currently doing businesses in around 40 countries worldwide, spread over 5 continents. DIGNET Software is constantly growing and expanding its business, including an increasing number of employees. All our customers, small, medium, as well as international enterprises, do benefit from our more than 10 years experience and the intense partnership we did establish with our partners from Microsoft in the United States, LS Retail from the Icelands, and Dynamic Web from Denmark. DIGNET Software offers the full range of software tools to support most of the companies in their daily business. By choosing DIGNET Software as your solution provider, you do have access to proven solutions working seamlessly together. As well, you benefit from having a single point of contact for all your requirements and software solutions. Business management software, as well called business software. It is an application to support you on your business processes. By doing so, such an application allows you and your business users to focus on your core business and the tasks adding value to customers and your company. Microsoft's Dynamic NAV and BC is especially designed for the needs of enterprises across all industries. Dynamics NAV BC easily adapts to your business needs. It's available as an on-premise and a cloud solution. NavBC integrates out of the box with Microsoft's Office solutions, for example, Outlook, Word, or Excel, and as well with almost every other application, including SAP solutions. You might have implemented non-Microsoft applications in your company's headquarters, for example. As Dynamic NavBC is designed to work for many different industries, there is so-called add-ons available to extend NavBC functionality even more and by industry-specific functionality, e.g. for retail businesses. LS Retail solution perfectly integrates into NavBC out of the box. Therefore, it does make its implementation very effective and frictionless. A commerce platform allows you to overlay this technology and across various channels such as online and in-store. Such a platform not just gives you a master view on all your data across all your channels, but as well allows you to domain and enrich data consistent across all systems. Besides, the dynamic web solution provides you with key metrics on where to improve your system or integration even further. Microsoft Power BI creates and shares interactive data visualization across global data centers. It does connect to on-premise and cloud-hosted databases to meet your compliance and regulation needs. As Power BI Desktop is free to use and Power BI Pro is offered for a low monthly price per user, you can cost-effectively offer everyone in your company BI and analytics capabilities. Power BI comes with a predefined set of reports. These reports can easily get adapted to a company's specific needs. Of course, building additional new reports is an option as well. So, Dynamics NavBC, LS Retail, Dynamic Web, and Power BI are perfectly integrating with each other. There may be additional applications companies want to integrate as well. At DIGNET Software, we are using well-established and proven standardized techniques to build such custom interfaces. Dependent on your requirements, we do implement these either as a file exchange, interactive, event or time-driven, or fully integrated by directly accessing the underlying database. At DIGNET Software, we do not just implement for our customers. DIGNET Software supports you on breaking down your shareholder and business requirements into solution requirements first, leads analysis workshops, does a conceptual and solution design, followed by setting up and configuring the solutions for quality assurance and user acceptance testing. Once approved and in productive use, we do offer to manage not just your applications, but your infrastructure as well. Continuous improvements of your live installations are an essential part of our services to you. Our consultants are most familiar with the core functionality of our product portfolio to ensure the best possible services to you. DIGNET Software's strong partner network gives us access to all partner sources and to experts initially developing the software products. The involvement of local experts wherever needed, for example related to regulatory reporting, ensures our solutions to be compliant with local and/or industry-specific requirements. DIGNET Software does have a well-educated and experienced team of in-house DIGNET developers. Owning centralized development resources gives advantages related to consistency and efficiency to our customers. Having the option to talk to the development team directly and instantly results in an even better service level to our customers and reduced response time to the end users. Among the standardized product-specific trainings, DIGNET Software offers trainings on specific topics on demand of our customers. This becomes of major importance when you change existing or implementing new processes your end users aren't familiar with yet. If you do have training resources on your own, we do offer a train-the-trainer approach to support your in-house resources in the best possible way. DIGNET software services do not stop on a project's go live. We are able to manage not just your application, but your infrastructure as well. Our experienced support resources can support you on issue solving only, but can suggest potential improvements of the systems to you as well. Dependent on the service level you do order, support services are provided 24/7 with a pre-agreed response time. You may choose your service level from a range of raising a ticket to the support team or having a single point of contact you may directly contact via email or on the phone. Support services can be provided local as well as in English language. DIGNET software project management. In a hybrid model, a combination of the traditional and the agile project methodology, the DIGNET project management identifies the core deliverables needed in your organization for project approval, such as project schedule, project management plan, and project budget. This approach supports traditional project startup and planning, followed by a series of iterations. Doing so, unforeseen events or requirement changes are considered within the respective next iteration without the initial project planning becoming invalid. Including all relevant customer resources is of high importance for both you and DIGNET software to ensure acceptance and quality of the project. DIGNET software is a full service provider with a strong focus on the best available software solutions for our customers. We spend highest effort on ensuring the best planning and quality for our customers. Finally, having internationally resources working at DIGNET software enables us to provide our services worldwide at very reasonable prices. This picture has been taken in Croatia. It shows the Croatian DIGNET service software team together with their management. A successful project and another satisfied customer makes them that happy. Thank you very much for joining my presentation. DIGNET software has a great program to help you to get your migration or implementation done. We are all focused on enabling you to the solutions and support you need. Please do not hesitate to contact us directly for any further question or information you may have or need. I hope to stay in contact with you either directly or at the yearly exhibitions. One of these is, last but not least, the yearly DignetDays. Thanks for watching and bye for now.
Thank you, Dirk. I wish you good luck, and I'm sure that DACH countries will soon know a lot about DIGNET software. And last but not least, we're going to hear something about Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, a powerful solution used by business entities around the world. Its interesting features for clients will be presented by Mirat Maglic, CEO of Microsoft in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Hello and welcome to this presentation on Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central that is, as I believe, closing today's event as well. Thank you very much for DIGNET for inviting me to speak to you today, and thank you very much as well for showing the interest in the Microsoft Business Application and especially the Business Central. My name is Mirat Maglic. I'm the Business Application Director for the 24 countries in the cluster of small and emerging markets in Central and Eastern Europe. And we'll be talking more today about what Business Central can do for the clients worldwide, what are our experiences, and what is the best way to go forward. But before we go into the details about the product itself, I want to talk about one of the overarching phenomena, I would say, that has been happening over the last decade and is here to stay. So digital transformation definitely is the topic of today, and for good reason. As I said, it's here to stay. It's here to be with us for a long, long time. And I would say it's a new normal as well. And it is a phenomenon that is actively fueling the success, but also the failures of the organizations. And I hope to explain more about that in the next couple of slides. Some are embracing digital transformation journey and feeling very excited about it. Some are even reaping really, very real and tangible rewards as well. Positive disruptions are truly amazing. But we also know that there are some where the whole topic of digital transformation is causing tension. Okay, there are legitimate concerns on, about getting digital transformation right, and in truth, the future success and even the survival of the companies does depend on making this transition. And as I was saying, digital transformation definitely is here to stay, and it is growing in its importance. What happened over the last 12 to 18 months as well has taught us that the digital technologies and being able to digitally transform your processes, the way you operate, the way you contact and work with your partners and customers is becoming even more and more important as well. And this here is going to stay. Some of the statistics that we found out by interviewing our customers are here on the screen. I would, basically just point out just 2 maybe out of these 4. To me, the most interesting one would definitely be that the almost 9 out of 10 business leaders are seeing digital transformation and a better embracing or larger embracing of digital technologies as a way to spark innovation and find efficiencies in the company. And this is exactly what needs to happen. And then the second point I want to highlight here is that 85% of companies, of digital or business leaders, say that they must offer digital services or become irrelevant. So there is a huge connection between this, sparking innovation, finding efficiencies, and also if you don't manage to do this, you are slightly, definitely, but slowly, but definitely spiraling into irrelevancy. So how do we approach the digital transformation? And it is important to remember that digital transformation is not a destination. It's not a goal in and of itself. There is no one-size-fits-all scenario or model that can be applied as well. It is a journey, not a master move. It's like, in chess, the notion of executing a massive disruption in a single chess move is part of the problem. If you think about the journey, you're taking small steps that are eventually bringing you to the destination. And digital transformation definitely needs to be that. It's not one giant strategic move that you are doing that will immediately transform how you work, how your products in the digital world, how your customers are seeing your career, interacting with your company, and so on. Instead, if we take incremental steps towards a long-term goal of digitally transforming everything inside our organization by better utilization of digital technologies, it becomes a much less daunting proposition. And if you get it right, and if you get into the depth as well, the purpose of every transformation, and that is a digital transformation right now, is to drive constant value generation. We are not doing this transformation for itself or because somebody else is doing it. We need to find the areas where our transformation will actually generate more values for the company. So perhaps the greatest mistake or trap that we see time and again in people is trying to create new value by looking at technology as the answer. Technology is the tool, and the answers lay within and inside your company. So it is more about people than technology, or how we say it's people plus technology. Technology as a tool and people as the strategic value generators. Microsoft has excelled in this, and our motto, or our company mission, is to empower everyone on the planet to do more. And this is exactly what we're doing as well. And what we are trying to do with all of our customers. So looking into, the digital transformation journeys of our top customers throughout the world, and then we interviewed several hundreds of them, we found a couple of interesting places, a couple of interesting points. It first starts with a vision. Okay, the first is vision and strategy. Vision is perhaps the most important. It is what directs successful organizations towards a single North Star, a single goal, or where we want to be. The vision, then it needs to be fully articulated with your strategy. And it tells everyone in the company and surrounding your organization as well is what you are truly working towards. And in every case, the organization have a vision that tap into human ambition and spark imagination. So the human part is really, really important. Their vision and strategy is key to making the roadmap which clarifies how they will realize, work towards, and achieve their vision of digitally transforming a company. The next important point is culture. We see that organizations are best able to go through a transformation when the people inside it are unified and working towards the shared values and ideas. These companies, basically, they have culture that keeps their teams connected and keep for transformative process elastic enough to respond to changes as they come up. So you are not blindsided. You are not fixed into a single mindset. You're able to basically adapt your processes, adapt your thinking, adapt your people and culture as necessary to invite change, which is absolutely the part of it. If you're going to digitally transform yourself, this first and foremost means a change in how you do things right now. It's not just that we continue doing things in the same way, but only using digital channels. That's not what we want to achieve. The important point is a company's unique potential. So we see that organizations that uncover their unique potential are more likely to make great strides forward. Every organization has a set of unique assets, people, processes, customers, products, or what you would more traditionally call your core competencies. Things that have potential to be leveraged to differentiate yourself or another company. The art here is to find a specific thing that can unlock potential in a different way. A pivotal point. This unique potential can be found in a variety of forms, and depending on the industry and the organization, it manifests itself in different ways. For some, it could be their physical assets. Okay. For like retail locations or the proximity to customers. For others, it might be their special intellectual property, or for others could be their work, how the workforce is deployed and the ways in this workforce can be transformed and used in a better way. It really is down to every single company to decide, to see for themselves what their unique potential is, to recognize it, and then build it into the digital transformation strategy. The fourth pillar, the fourth thing we figured out in talking to our customers about the digital transformation is we see organizations that are thinking about continually developing a wide range of capabilities. They are on a journey of looking at their human capabilities because it's eventually or essentially it is the humans who deliver these results. But they also can look into the operational capabilities. Are the processes and tools and regulations in place to enable people to execute in the right way, the right speed, and towards the common vision that we defined in the first step? For some, it could be technical capabilities. Are we ensuring that we have the right technology deployed, that teams are trained and can work with it? And today, for example, I'll just give you one example before we move on, is a lot of companies are looking into building up artificial intelligence capabilities because they found out that, they sit on a lot of data and they would be able to make better decisions by utilizing artificial intelligence, better insights about their customers, about their processes, about their employees, manufacturing, and so on. And there are many other examples as well where AI could be plugged into the process as well. So in many cases, we've learned to use chatbots, for example. So how do we plug them inside our own relationship or our own customer's journey as well that we want to develop? Remains to be something that we want to look at. So these four important elements are absolutely necessary if we are to drive the successful digital transformation, if we are to successfully transform our companies with the help of the technology, with the help of digital solutions and so on, but always taking into consideration that people plus technology is what we want. It's not just technology in and of itself. It's not the people doing the same thing in the same way they've been doing it for like 10, 20 or even more years. It's how we bring these together, how we transform the processes, make people's life easier, help them concentrate on what is really important and what is generating value for a company with the help of technology. Transformation on the business application front. The applications that are actually bringing the value to our company, how we manage our company, and how these solutions, new digital solutions with brand new capabilities, can help us in achieving this goal. So in the rest of today's presentation, I want to talk more about what Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central is and how it can be used to springboard to accelerate your company's digital transformation. Well, some of these things that I was mentioning before definitely mean that the market is ready, the companies are ready. In order to digitally transform themselves, there's a need for a unified business management solution, a solution that basically presents a unified way into every single part of the operations of the company. However, we are not seeing that. While this trend is developing, we're not seeing. And we are seeing a lot of progress. We're not there yet, I would say. Okay, so businesses right now are strained for business growth. We have just gone out of 18 months of the pandemic, where many of our countries, many of our customers and partners were not able. We were in lockdown. We're not able to work. So we had issues with our business growth. The second one is disconnected systems. So over the years, many companies have acquired systems that don't talk to each other. So it is difficult to have a unified view on what is happening with your business. It is difficult to have a unified view of what is happening with your customers and so on when your systems are disconnected and difficult to integrate. At the same time, we are also struggling with reporting limitations. Organizations, like 50% of the organizations we interviewed, are struggling with reporting limitations. Think about report creation and configuration and sharing and so on. It becomes too complicated because oftentimes it is either you pull out the raw data out of the systems and then do some Excel magic on top of it, or you need to kind of talk to your provider for another report or for another solution. So we need to kind of accelerate that part of the operations as well. And then 50% again are reporting outdated or legacy systems, meaning systems that really cannot keep pace anymore with the modern way of doing business. They either have problems with their own data center, with hardware that is not able to support the latest and best business solutions that are necessary, or they have all software that is not able to provide the insights and help improve the business performance. So a couple of questions really that you could ask yourself about the state of your business and what is happening. Okay, so a couple of questions really is, do you have siloed data? Do you have data that you cannot use in other systems, that is difficult to pull out or bring together as well into a single report? This often happens with ERP and CRM softwares that are not integrated, or with some other business solutions like e-commerce and so on, where it is difficult to consume information because it really lives in completely disconnected systems. And because of these siloed systems, do you have to manage duplicate data across different systems? Do you have to maybe manually enter data from one system to another, which is error prone, it is slow, it is wasting the time that our people could spend on the value creation activities rather than on identifying and entering data manually into the systems? Are you not able to pull out information inside in reports that is necessary for you to judge how well your business is doing? Are you maybe not able to provide real-time reporting as well? Because many of these systems, the old legacy systems, would only provide, you know, a report once a month. Are you able to kind of quickly look into the state of your business and react day by day? Are you able to identify which are the customers or the partners who are the most valuable to you and are under the threat of churn, for example? And then the last bit is, are you seeing security issues? So security is becoming and is one of the top IT topics, definitely. And it can be looked into from many different standpoints. How secure your infrastructure is, how secure your systems are, or how secure your data are. Are you sure that you know who is able to access? Can you audit and track and who's having access to your data? Are you able to see who is accessing your systems as well and prevent unauthorized accesses? These are the questions that you need to answer for yourself. But honestly, if only one is yes, you are ready for to transform how you look into your business management software. And what we want to propose to you is, of course, Microsoft Dynamics Business Central, which is a single comprehensive solution to meet the needs of growing businesses. It helps you by bringing together 6 or 7 different aspects of managing a company into a single unified solution that share the data, that share the common data as well. So you immediately are out of the integration problem. So it helps you with financial management, service management, sales and service management, which is CRM part of the story, supply chain management, which again is one of the very hot topics today, and it is with us to stay. Operations management of the company, including aspects of the HR, and finally, reporting and analytics that is AI infused, artificial intelligence infused, to help you make better decisions. On the other hand, this solution easily integrates with third-party applications like payroll from your partners, from banking, CRM, or industry-specific systems. For example, even PayPal is supported as a payment channel here, and it could be easily integrated, many, many others as well. The idea here is to have a system that will automatically pull systems and processes together to manage financial, sales, service, and operations side of your business. And I'm not going to go through this slide in detail, but this really shows you what is the breadth of the solution, how many different business functions we actually covered with just a single license, with just a single solution for small and medium businesses. So what does it do to your customer's business? A couple of things really, and we like to split them into 3 distinct categories. One is connecting your business. And we're going to talk about these in more details. The other one, it helps you make better and smarter decisions. And finally, it grows easily, allows for a quick start, and adapts to the way you grow as well. So let's look into these a little bit more detail. So on connecting your business, many things, but let me just highlight 3 of them. One is, by deploying a single comprehensive solution, you immediately cover so many areas of your business. So this is a big, big value. No more silent system, no more systems that really can't talk to each other. And at the same time, because it's deployed on the cloud, it can be easily accessed by anyone, anywhere, regardless of the technology or the device they use. So we support PCs, we support tablets, we support mobile phones. So you can take the work where your business takes you. You are able to immediately look into your solution, to your Business Central environment, look for, generate quotes, look and enter customer information and so on without any offline time, I would say. And then through integration with the rest of the Microsoft stack, but also through integration with the other solutions as well, coming from Microsoft or other vendors or suppliers, you create seamless processes. So here's an example. By integrating Dynamics 365 Business Central with Office 365, one of the very streamlined workflows is how you manage quote to cash, all within Outlook. So you get an email inside your inbox, which is asking, customer is asking for for a quote on something. Okay. Instead of jumping from one system to another, there's a small button inside your Outlook that lets you immediately create a quote for this customer and email it back to them without any switching of the applications, which is great for people on the move, which is great for people who are not needing to spend time in different applications looking for customer records and so on. By the virtue of the integration, this automatically gets completed. On making smarter decisions, again, there are many different things. So I'm going to cover like one or two here. One is because it's integrated, you get an end-to-end view of your business, 360 view, from your employees to your customers, to your quotes, to your production and supply chain management, you have a unified view. But on top of this, we have artificial intelligence that drives benefits. So it will help you uncover your top customers, the customers that could potentially churn as well, the customers who are generating most value for you, and suggest what would be the next possible step for the customers. It will also identify things like outstanding payments and flag when the customers are outside their payment window or their traditional time within which they pay, so artificial intelligence can reason on top of that. And then the last bit here is how you start and grow easily. Because Dynamics 365 comes in different deployment forms. It basically allows for a full cloud implementation, or a full on-premises implementation, or a hybrid implementation where something is in the cloud and something stays on premises, depending on your customers and your needs as well. You can tailor it to your needs. Whatever deployment model you want, it's there. For cloud, it's obviously the quickest and the easiest to start with. You don't need to build up any servers, you don't need to build up any data centers, backups, operating system deployment, solution deployment. You basically just turn it on and it's there. It may need some customization, of course, but this is also required on the on-premises. So it lets you, or basically opens up for these small businesses, it opens up the ability to kind of enjoy this state-of-the-art business management tool. You're also able to extend it, and many of our partners are actually doing just that. One common extension that is coming inside Business Central is payroll, because payroll is always for each country very specific, right? So partners are developing their own solutions, but there are many other solutions that are extending it in other areas, towards e-commerce, towards specific industries, towards specific functionalities, towards field workers and so on. And it's relatively easy to add industry and business extension using Microsoft App Source, where you can, as a customer, do it yourself, or with the help of the partner, do it like in that way. And lastly, it helps you be ready for growth, because you don't need to do any CapEx. This all comes out of OpEx, of operating expenses. You need one license, you start with one license. You grow to 3, you buy 3. You grow to 100 licenses, that's also possible, without any consideration about whether my data center can support this in terms of capacity, whether I have appropriate internet connection, what about security and so on. All of these things are taken care of for you by Microsoft, because this is hosted, the Business Central is hosted as a software as a service solution on the cloud. You can also choose other methods, but we would highly recommend, for starting, to look into the cloud deployment models and seeing how we can start from there. So to close it down, what I would suggest are 3 things basically. Go and learn more about Business Central by going to its website. There's also technical documentation, so you can look into the capabilities and what it can do for you. Contact your Microsoft certified partner, DIGNET in this case, right? Who can actually help you out with in pre-sales, in sales, maybe in deployment as well, should you choose to go this way. And if you want to kind of have a look at what the solution can do for you even today, you can start a free trial that will let you enjoy a fully functional Business Central environment for you to test, to trial, and see how it can actually help you drive your business. I would like to thank you very much for being with me these last 25, 26 minutes. I hope that you have learned and heard some new things. and that this will be a beginning of an interesting journey for all of us and Microsoft Business Central as well. Thank you very much.
That was it. Thank you, Mirat. The world is small. I've known Mirat since we were kids. We used to share the same street and the same ball, but we never shared girls. Hi to Mirat and big thanks to everyone. We've reached the end and we're wrapping up this traditional 9th Business Technological Conference DignetDays. I would like to thank everyone, the guests, the presenters, and the participants of the conference. Up to this 9th conference, we were traditional, and next year we will have the Jubilee 10th conference, and we're sure that in the fall of 2022 we'll meet in Zagreb and we'll be able to mingle and be together, and even after the event. So until then, all the best from Zagreb. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and come to Zagreb in October 2022.